Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Top Rope Renegades This Week in Wrestling. That fades out really quick. I wish there was a way I could change the fade in and out. But I'm Kurt. That's RK. We both have microphones. What'd you think of the music?
You've only had 9 episodes to figure it out.
Well, there's no setting to adjust the fade in and out.
I'm being a dick. Calm the fuck down.
But if you can see, my light is set up in a different location right now because it just died as I was playing the intro. So letting that get a little juice, and maybe I'll move it up over. But this is This Week in Wrestling, episode number 9. We're almost episode 10. We are having a good time. And as you can see, clearly we're getting so much income and money from this podcast that we were able to buy new microphones.
I haven't seen any. You fucking holding out on me?
The YouTube channel's been bringing in dough. Let me tell you.
Cool. All 12 subscribers, yeah. Which we love. We love all 12 of you.
Yes.
I'm one of them, so I mean 11.
Oh, I haven't subscribed yet. I probably should do that on my personal.
You want to make us? You want to be lucky number 13? Cool. Okay.
Imagine if I didn't subscribe to our own podcast. It'd be hilarious. Yeah, we have a lot to get into. Not as much as last week's episode. We don't have 2 pay-per-views to cover and go over, but we do, of course, have some interesting things that took place on SmackDown Raw, NXT, and AEW Dynamite. Of course, RK's favorite, the news, rumors, and innuendo. And I do know of one story that you're going to have for me. And I'm just going to let it happen, man. I'm in a good place. I'm happy. And yeah, we'll see what happens when we get there.
Well, I don't know what news story you'd be talking. I don't know. No fucking idea.
We'll see when we get there. If you haven't, if you're watching this and you haven't checked out our NXT Battleground predictions, go check that out. It'll be linked, of course, in this video. We went over the card and made our picks, and it's very interesting. We're not really going to talk about it in length today. You can check out that, of course. Like I said, watch the video.
Don't worry, go check it out. You can hear how Kurt thinks Natalya is going to kick the shit out of Jordynne Grace. I mean,
we're going to talk about Jordynne Grace again when we get to NXT, and I did not say kick the shit out of Jordynne Grace. Let's chill out with that.
Pretty much.
But we did make some predictions. Our predictions were pretty similar, I think, throughout the card, but who knows? We could get swerved. I did see a comment. If you don't know, Ethan Page is officially with NXT, and there was a comment that said, "Oh, it's his debut match. Of course, he's winning the title."
No. They're gonna make it. No, fuck off. No, not a fuck off.
It gave me a good laugh.
Go back to watching AEW where you watch stupid shit like that happen.
Yeah, I got a good Google.
You see somebody come into the company and bury fucking 2 up-and-coming talents in a matter of 2 months.
Yeah, we'll get into when we get to Dynamite. We already, of course, talked about Willow losing the title, but the next challenger for Mercedes Moné is very interesting and doesn't look too great for the next pay-per-view, Forbidden Door, coming up for AEW. Before we get into, of course, the news and such, we do have to do a little predictions, a quick little run through predictions. We weren't going to do a separate video for this. What, you look confused? I did mention this to you. Do you forget?
Oh, Dominion.
Yes, New Japan Dominion, June 9th, Osaka Joy Hall. This is the 49th edition of the Best of the Super Juniors Dominion event series. 49th annual. The final has been announced, and you're going to laugh out of this. They are booking this, as I look at it, as a double main event. So.
I'm not. No, fuck off. Why are you trying to piss me off before we're even 5 minutes into this fucking thing?
Well, once I get to the cards, you'll get really excited because there's some really cool names that are.
They could at least call it like a co-main event. I don't know. That even sounds.
Co-main event's fine. No, co-main event's fine with me, but no, double, triple main event, that just doesn't make sense to me.
Tune in next week to AEW Dynamite, where the opening match is part of the main event.
Mm-hmm. Right. It will be the double main event is the Best of the Super Junior final and the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, which is online. But before we get to those, RK, we'll go ahead and run through the card. The opening match, if it goes in this order, is Callum Newman taking on Tetsuya Naito. Naito, of course. Don't know much about Callum Newman.
He's going to win the title back at Forbidden Door, so I mean, no.
That'd be cool. The KOPW Championship. This is a provisional storm match Storm Catch rules match. Don't know much about that, but we'll probably find out when we watch it. Yuya Yamura versus Great Okan. Yuya Yamura is the champion. I don't know much about either.
Yuya retains. He
I'll say
retains.
Yuya
He
retains.
retains.
I agree with you. The never open weight 6-man tag team championships. Los Ingobla de Japón. Himuro Takahashi, Yota Tazui, Bushi taking on Hiroshi Tanahashi, Toru Yono, and Bolton Oleg. They are the champions.
Yeah, I'm gonna take LIG on this one.
Yeah. No. I'm gonna go different with you on that one. I think Tanahashi and his crew retain. It's got Toru Yono in it, bruh. We love Toru Yono.
Oh no, the Stone Pitbull, absolutely love that guy.
No. That's Tomorrow
No,
Ishii. Toru Yono is the guy that Toru Yono comes out with all of like the magazines and the promotional stuff. That's our guy. That's our guy.
Yeah.
And he's tag teaming with Hiroshi Tanahashi. So,
well, Tanahashi's a legend, but I think LIG, man. I gotta go for Naito's fucking group, man.
I'm gonna go with Tanahashi. The New Japan World Television Championship, Jeff Cobb defending against the Stone Pitbull, Tomorrow Ishii.
See, I knew he was in this card. Anyways, Jeff Cobb takes this match, but it's gonna be fun because whenever the Stone Pitbull's in a match, it's always good.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Ishii to win. I'm gonna go with a Japanese wrestler to win a New Japan title. Screw it. We'll go for it.
That's not natural at all.
Yeah, no kidding. The IWGP Tag Team Championship and Strong Openweight Tag Team Championship, both on the line in a 4-way tornado elimination match. Bullet Club, the IWGP.
You know how you can tell? You know how you can tell a New Japan is having a pay-per-view? There's just like 8-man tag team matches almost guaranteed. 4 back-to-back ones, but
the current IWGP World Tag Team Champions, Bullet Club's Kenta and Taiji Ishimori, defending against Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi of Bishamon, Shane Haste and Mikey Nichols of TMDK, and then the current Strong Champions, El Phantasmo and Hikuleo, the champions, GOD, Gorillas of Destiny. Who do you got coming out as the champions? The IWGP Tag Team Champions and Strong Openweight Tag Team Champions.
I feel so bad for Shane Haste and Mikey Nichols just for the simple fact that they're associated with Zack Sabre Jr.
Damn.
Just tanks them for me.
Shot.
It is. They suck. I mean, they don't suck. They actually perform good tag team matches. Zack Sabre Jr. is not as good as everyone says he is. Unless you like to fall asleep during matches, then I guess he is the best. But I take Gorillas of Destiny on this one.
Oh, double champs. I'm gonna go with Bullet Club. I think Bullet Club needs to keep their stronghold on things. Bullet Club to be the double champs. 3 matches to go. The never open weight championship is on the line. Shingo Takagi, the champion, defending against Henare.
It's gonna be a good match. I would have to say Takagi retains.
Shingo retains. I agree with you on that one. We'll do this one first. The best of the Super Junior 31 final. You don't even know who it is yet. But I do, because it is official who the final is. This is the winner gets a future IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match. It will be Taiji Ishimori taking on El Desperado. I just want to add an interesting fact here. Taiji Ishimori is a part of Bullet Club, and he is a part of the Elimination Tag Team Championship match as well. Pulling double duty.
I'm gonna lean towards your Bullet Club theory. I'm gonna take Taiji on this one.
Bullet Club looks strong. He even goes through a tag match and then wins the final. That'd be a pretty good story for Bullet Club. I think that it will fall flat because he is already competing. He's already going to be worn out. I will take El Desperado to be the best of the Super Junior winner, and he will get his future IWGP Junior Heavyweight title match. The other quote-unquote main event is for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. It will be competed in a lumberjack death match. We'll see what happens with this. It's a death match.
Well, I know what a lumberjack match is.
And you know what a death match is.
Well, sort of. I mean, death matches, there's a lot of iterations of it, but how they mix the two together. Could be interesting.
I'm intrigued. It is Jon Moxley, the champion, defending against Evil.
Well, I already said I don't think the title changes hands until Naito takes it back at Forbidden Door, so I got to take Moxley on this one. Yeah, nothing against Evil. Evil's amazing, but Moxley's on a run right now, and I think Naito's the only one to take back.
I'm going to agree with you. I think Moxley retains. The interesting fact is that it's a lumberjack match, so we don't really know who's going to be ringside as the lumberjacks. I assume part of Evil's group will be there, right? Which leads me to believe potentially that Jon Moxley is going to have some boys there at ringside as well. Could we see part of the Blackpool Combat Club? Maybe.
No,
maybe.
Jon Moxley is a New Japan guy now. He doesn't have anything to do with AEW.
You're right. As we see it, you are right. So those are our predictions real quick for Dominion. What is it? Osaka Joy Hall, taking place June 9th. That is the first of the pay-per-view events taking place this weekend, as well as we said, NXT Battleground from the UFC Apex on Sunday, if you're watching this before, which is June 10th, correct? So, yeah, and I'm going to double check myself and hit the calendar just because.
June 8th.
Well, just to be safe, blah, 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 blah. Yes, that will be, June 9th. June 9th is NXT Battleground. So is Dominion. So
cool.
Yeah.
But we haven't even watched Resurgence all the way through yet. So
yeah, I'm aware of that. And I just checked my calendar. Wait, can I go back to that? Hold on. I forgot. What is this? A week from today. Ooh, we might have to be either recording on a Friday. I think we might have to record on a Friday. I have a comedy show I'm going to next Thursday.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Tosh.0.
Oh, well.
Seeing Daniel Tosh and Con. Yeah. So there's that. Those are our predictions for Dominion. I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm going to try something here.
What's going on?
Turn this down a little bit. We're going to transition. Huh? Yeah, you like it. Oh, yeah, man.
No, I do not.
I like this shot because we can see your stuff in the background.
Yeah, actually. There it is right there.
Yeah, so let's get into the news, the rumors, the innuendo. What do you got for me this week while I look and see and get ready, just in case you don't have something?
Well, I mean, rumors, news, innuendo. I mean, it's a million different sources where you get shit from. I get mine from a few, and I'm sure you got different sources. So, I mean, yeah. But anyways, nonetheless, the big one, the most important one, the big breaking news of the week is Raj Desi's back in the news. Jinder Mahal, the modern day Maharaja, no H or with an A. I can't remember. Fuck, it doesn't even matter. He sucks. But WrestleCade in November 29th to December 1st, 2024, they have announced that he will be there wrestling. Brought to you by Frizzle Promotions. So, yeah, there you go. He's gonna be at WrestleCade this year. That's his first major announcement of post WWE career. And then 2 days after that was announced, Black Label Pro Wrestling, Old Habits Die Screaming show, will be featuring the debut of the Maharaja Raj Desi. Do we have any way to watch Black Label Pro?
You are more than welcome to find it in your free time, my friend. Get on your Google machine and you can find it for yourself.
I will force you to watch it with me, and you can just see how awesome. What kind of match is happening that this week? Something we were watching it last night, wasn't it? Some weird kind of match where it's like, oh shit, that's like the remnants of the prison Punjabi death match.
Oh, I'll have to think. It's something with kendo sticks.
Yeah. Anyways, I was like,
I forget.
You're like, oh god, I'm getting flash PTSD.
PTSD of the Punjabi prison match. Yes. You know what?
Anyways,
since you're on it, I'll have some fun here with you with this Raj Desi stuff. Here's his Twitter. This is the Twitter announcement from Sean Ross Sapp announcing what you just said. The old habits die screaming. Here is Raj Desi's response to that tweet. I'm going to cut a foreign heel promo that is so toxic.
He's probably gonna tear into WWE. But
whatever.
See what happens there.
Whatever.
I mean, you're excited for it. I know you are. Sorry, this day I'm a little off right now. I mean, this day has been busy. I'm trying to swap everything over to the new computer and all this shit, and just fucking tired. But I'm starting to perk up a bit, so we'll get this going. Brock Lesnar. He has been name dropped a few times in the past couple weeks. Everyone's like, "Oh, doesn't mean he's possibly coming back." He has to be cleared by WWE legal team before any return, and that hasn't happened yet. Obviously, there's still everything going on with the Vince McMahon shit and everything, and he's still named in that whole thing. And until everything, dust is settled and whatnot, I don't think we'll be seeing him back anytime soon. But they are dropping the name, so I mean, and I'm getting an echo off you. I can hear myself, so
go ahead, keep talking. You'll be all right.
So, anyways, nonetheless, yeah, he's been dropped. He hasn't been cleared to return or anything. I mean, we'll probably see it eventually, but who knows? We'll see. He was at his son's hockey game in Saskatchewan. There, just living his best life. He loves that farm life apparently, and he's probably more than perfectly happy what he's doing. So, Humberto Carrillo, Angel Garza. Contracts are set to expire at the same time. I think it was July 1st that I read. Yeah, nothing. I mean, it is what it is. All these contracts. I mean, you got Chad Gable, Natalia. All these contracts are expiring.
The Gable one. Did we get an update on that?
No, I think honestly it'll probably be based off of what we see happen at Clash of the Castle. To be honest, I would say that if he wins the title, he probably re-signed. If he loses, then maybe they haven't re-signed him. I can't imagine. He's in the middle of one of the bigger storylines of the summer right now, so let's see what happens. But yeah, there's that. There's no urgency to re-sign any of these names. It's not like they're active talks about these contracts being re-signed, and everybody's like, "Oh, WWE, they're leaving contracts till the last second. This is going to be a problem." I'm sure they're talking, and they're just not releasing any info on it. I mean, they don't need to. I mean, right. Vancouver Canucks, my jersey's in the back there. We didn't know Pedersen was re-signing until he re-signed. There was like, no, we're playing hockey. And all of a sudden he re-signed mid-season. So it is what it is. Contracts are contracts.
It's true.
AEW roster page. They have removed Arn Anderson, Jake Hager, Mark Henry, and Paige Van Zandt from their roster. They were all not getting their contracts re-signed. Paige Van Zandt basically said she wasn't even interested in doing it anymore. So that's that.
She just had a boxing match against Elle Brooke. And if you don't know who Elle Brooke is, I don't really know much about her. Apparently she's a OnlyFans model from the UK. Okay. And I'm pretty sure Paige Van Zandt does OnlyFans as well, or something along those lines now. So they had like a boxing match or something. It was a draw. So I don't know. That's the only thing. That's the last thing I heard of Paige Van Zandt. So I totally forgot she was part of AEW.
Yeah, I read somewhere that she was completely not interested in doing it anymore, and her contract just expired or whatever. But they have all been removed from the roster page, so it's official now. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised you haven't made fun of my mustache yet, so thank you for that.
Why would I make fun of it? You're rocking the FTR shirt. You look like if you shave all your hair off and then you rock just the stash.
I got a weird fucking shaped head. All right, Swerve versus Ospreay at Forbidden Door.
Yep,
that was not the original plan. That was not the original plan. The original plan was for that match to happen at All In.
Like I said, yeah.
Hold up. Sean Ross Sapp was asked about what's happening at All In now, and all he said was he heard Swerve was not involved in the main title match at All In. So in other words, he basically leaked that Ospreay's winning at Forbidden Door for the title.
I mean, Yeah, I think we both could agree that Will Ospreay's probably winning at Forbidden Door, even before knowing that information, right? So it's kind of like it's interesting now to me. I'm not saying Swerve's run's been kind of if you really think about it, ever since he beat Joe, because
which is surprising coming from you because you're a huge.
Well, I'm just going to be honest and realistic. He hasn't gotten the spotlight put on him.
No,
we've mentioned it a million times.
Multiple shows. He's not the main guy. He's not.
He was in the middle of the card. Your AEW World Champion was in the middle of the card a couple episodes. It just didn't make sense. It sucks because so he beat Joe, and then he defended against Christian Cage, right? And then he just defended against Roderick Strong. That's it. That's his title defenses, and then he'll defend against Ospreay at Forbidden Door.
And apparently lose. I mean, that's kind of expected, though.
Most likely, lose. I don't think Ospreay. Yeah, and that's fine. I love Will Ospreay and I love Swerve Strickland. It's just, it feels like a pretty quick title reign when you look at it, you know?
Tony Khan fucked this whole shit up the second Ospreay and Okada showed up and they gave them mid-card shit. Right. They could have been building this huge rivalry between Swerve and Ospreay for like the last 4 or 5 months and then have this big match. And then Swerve loses it, big fucking deal. There's a huge story behind it. It culminated in the match. It's over. This is just Ospreay won a tournament. He's getting the title shot. He's going to beat Swerve and Swerve is going to get kicked to the curb. Like, they could have been building something since day one between him and Swerve to have something realistic happen. But
yeah, it sucks for Swerve, which now makes you wonder what the main event of All In.
AEW is just burying all their homegrown talent left and right.
The main event of All In is probably going to be Will Ospreay versus Okada. There you go.
Yeah,
that's your Wembley main event right there.
I mean, sure, blow your load in the first year you have these guys on your contract, but sure.
Which would be the stupidest thing ever. You have, because if Ospreay is the AEW champion, he's probably still the international champion, right?
Yeah.
And so you have the AEW champion and the international champion defending against the continental champion.
Which
that's 3 titles that you have in the main event of All In. Because I did see a rumor that Okada Ospreay is the main event. Somebody shot it down. I think it was Sean Rossap actually, or somebody. They said, I don't think so. But if you do that,
you need that match to happen. These are your 2 biggest guys, but you don't have it this early or for like.
They'll do a winner take all. They will do a winner take all, and I'll tell you this: Okada will win that match, and it'll make the Elite look stronger.
Yeah, because the Young Bucks will always put the title on their own guys first.
The Young Bucks will have the tag titles.
That's why CM Punk on fucking his Collision show when CM Punk was in, he didn't want Excalibur on the commentary team because Excalibur is good friends with the Young Bucks. CM Punk hated everything about the Young Bucks because they're little shits. They're great at what they do, but they will fucking put their own guys above the other talent.
So my thinking now is, okay, they do all the gold on the line. Main event of Wembley. Will Ospreay, Okada. Okada wins, which would be mind-blowing in London, in England, where, whatever. Okada wins. He's got those 3 titles. The Young Bucks have the tag titles. And then Jack Perry is going to be the TNT champion. There's your story. If you really care about
run AEW.
Right. All I know right now is I'm not mad about it. I think I don't know. I'm irritated a little bit of the booking decisions.
They gotta just. I'm not so much pissed off about this booking. I'm just pissed off about the story of how Swerve is gonna lose. He's gonna lose it to a guy that won a tournament. No story, nothing whatsoever.
Right, and then I just realized that
they got the big problem of MJF being back. Where the fuck do you fit him into all this shit?
He's facing Roosh. There's the Owen Hart tournament because the winner of that faces the AEW champion at the main event of All In at Wembley.
Yeah, which Okada's going to win.
I think it should be MJF versus Will Ospreay.
And then what, have MJF buried? Ospreay's not losing anytime soon.
No, I agree. I don't think he is either, but I think this is going to be a wild sell. But I think MJF might be more of a draw for AEW than Will Ospreay. He is.
MJF is more of a draw than Will Ospreay for AEW because he is a North American talent, and he's also loud and brash. And
people love MJF.
MJF's the GOAT right now. Or not. I don't know. Fuck.
Debatable.
You know what I mean? At this exact moment after the promo for the last 2 weeks, he's the GOAT. Best of all time. Mind Jericho's making a strong case for that. As always. And
the learning tree.
Actually, all over online now, it's becoming. People are starting to come around. They're going, "This is fucking gold." Say, yeah, we've been telling you for fucking weeks this is gold.
Since it started, we were behind it.
We worked for like half a second. Then we were both like, "He's gonna get this fucking over, isn't he?" He is, and he did.
That son of a bitch did it. What else you got?
Elias. We all remember Elias.
Yes.
Walk with Elias, all that shit.
WWE stands for Walk with Elias.
Yeah, it was over. Watch that shit. I caught the end tail of his WWE career. Anyways, he is claiming that WWE stole his Messiah cult leader character he came up with and gave it to Seth Rollins.
Okay. If we want to talk about cult leaders, Bray Wyatt was the OG in.
Well, no, he's just talking about the Monday Night Messiah character, that Seth Rollins ran.
Okay.
Elias is saying it was his idea for his own character.
Okay. Did you
copy? The WWE gave it to Seth.
Did you copyright it? Did you trademark it? Did you own it and make it your own?
This is just Elias trying to make himself fucking.
So Elias, if he came up with the idea, hey, great idea. You weren't going to get it over, Elias, but I think I know somebody who can and who did, and that's Seth Rollins. So.
Yep. Yeah, Chad Gable, we already talked about that. No big deals. Young Bucks are already in talks with Reebok about another project collab in the future. Apparently, their last set of their shoes have just been a huge hit, just selling out.
Should I buy a pair? Should I buy a pair?
I kind of want a pair, honestly.
Okay, keep talking. I'm gonna go to Reebok.
Okay. Asuka. She's been injured. She's been off TV for a while. She has posted a photo of her bandaged knee, leading many to think that she has undergone surgery for her injury. So, probably good news. That they probably realize it needs surgery, get surgery done, get back soon. So nothing, no dates on when she'll be back, but it seems that she's had surgery on her knees. So, I messed up my knee a long time. I had surgery. It was like I was good and done for like 6 months. So
I can't buy a pair of those shoes. They're sold out.
Yeah, exactly. They're just blew off the shelf. So they're already talking about doing another project. So Fightful has created some ripples with Will Ospreay. Fightful posted that Will took the week off because he was tired and burned out. He instantly tweeted out in response like, "No, I was given the week off by AEW to get ready for the big run with Forbidden Door and leading to All In," which AEW confirmed. Just trying to stir the pot, I guess. Fightful, good job as always. Rhea Ripley, she was backstage at Double or Nothing. Buddy Matthews, it makes sense. I mean, I'm not saying it's like a big oh my god moment, but yeah, she was apparently at Double or Nothing backstage. So, just spending time with her hubby. He had a big match that night, so makes sense.
No, he didn't.
Oh, he was involved in whatever.
He had an appearance.
He was there. He was involved in a big match. I'm not lying when I say that. He
was involved with the big match. You're right.
Anyways, Chuck Taylor confirmed on Close Up with Renee Paquette on her YouTube channel. He's been told his in-ring career might be over as a result of his injured ankle, confirming the rumors. He plans to get the recommended surgery and hopes he can come back to wrestling. But for now, he's going to spend the summer focused on learning behind-the-scene roles he's been working on since his ankle was initially injured last October. Then after the summer, he's going to have his surgery. So,
just to add more to your who was backstage at things, I don't know if you have this or not. Apparently, Britt Baker was there at the Los Angeles tapings.
I did not have that.
She was in LA last week. Or sorry, Britt Baker was in LA last week during whatever, but they were not told. This is Fightful saying that we're not told if she was at the AEW Dynamite tapings. Where the fuck is Britt Baker? What are you doing?
I heard something like, I don't know, a few months back, maybe longer.
Is she still
that
hurt?
The fans started turning on her, didn't want her to be champion anymore, all that, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, fine, I'll disappear until you want me back. I read that. That's how she looked at it. She might have been injured. I don't know.
I know she was hurt. She was hurt. But it's been a while.
But I remember reading it. She's basically said, until the fans demand that I'm back, I'll go away.
I could be her working too a little bit. But
true. And also, maybe she doesn't need to come back. She's a fucking dentist.
She's fine.
Yeah.
It's her and Jamie Hayter that the AEW women's division is kind of missing. I'm not saying it's not stacked already as it is with the people they have, but Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker need to be back. And yeah.
AEW's women's division is not stacked.
Yeah, it's not
super stacked. It's not even stacked. It's like 5 of them that matter.
Well, it's 5 of them that get TV time.
Yeah, so because the others suck.
You don't know that because we don't fucking see them. Carry on.
Anyway, WWE has filed a trademark for WCW a couple days ago.
I saw that.
It's just for merchandising purposes. They're not like trying to bring back a WCW. They tried this back in 2000. It didn't work. They're trying it again. So
there is I don't know. I think you saw this. There's a Who Killed WCW thing going on.
I have been wanting to watch that actually. It was Vince Russo.
One of the full episodes. Yeah.
It was Vince Russo.
Yeah,
it was.
One of the
bro, Hulkamania time, bro.
I think the very first episode.
Listen, bro, I got this idea. Hulk kills everybody. Yeah.
Let me see. Who killed? Oh, holy shit! It's at the very top. Yeah, Vice TV posted the full episode. It is on YouTube. The full episode. Watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
But according to Fightful, the apparently it's set for a 4-episode run. So interesting.
I mean, honestly, Who killed WWE killed WCW. It's like plain and simple. They destroyed them.
Boom.
Done.
There you go.
It's Vice. Vice doing what Vice does best and spewing stupid shit.
Very, very.
I mean, granted, Dark Side of the Ring, there are some very entertaining episodes, but if you listen to a lot of the guys that are actually there, they're like, no, that shit didn't happen that way. It's Vice trying to make something interesting, make money off of something. So it's just Vice doing what Vice does. In the end, though, WWE killed WCW. It's as simple as that. They beat them into the ground, and that was it.
Can I just go through a couple names real quick? Because I want to just backtrack a little bit on the that the women's division isn't stacked in AEW. Okay, it's not like
hold that thought. Hold that thought.
I'm holding.
I'm kidding, but I do gotta go do that thing. So yeah, start naming the names.
So just to go through, it's not a stack to say NXT, but here are just some names that are on the women's roster, right? Anna Jay, we've seen her. Athena is technically on the AEW women's roster, even though she's Ring of Honor World Champion. She should be put on AEW. Athena is fantastic. Britt Baker, Deonna Purrazzo, Harley Cameron, we've seen. Kuroshita, Jamie Hayter, who's been hurt. Julia Hart, hurt. Chris Statlander, we see a lot. Mariah May, we've been seeing a lot. There's Madison Rayne. There is Mercedes Martinez, who is fantastic. Penelope Ford, I don't know what's up with her or where she's been. I don't know what happened to Nyla Rose. Nyla Rose just disappeared. Riho has not been seen. Ruby Soho, pregnant. Soraya, for some reason, just got a win. Tay Mello just had a kid. She's trying to get her stuff together. Sky Blue, who just showed up to get beat by Mercedes. Thunder Roses went away. Well, damn. So what I'm saying is, maybe it's not stacked. You're right. You are 100% right. It's not stacked. But what I meant by saying that was they need the Britt Baker. They need the Jamie Hayter back. I don't know what's up with Riho. She was a namestay. Nyla Rose was a big stay. Mercedes Martinez, I don't know what happened with her.
Maybe the women's talent is tired of being buried by Toni Storm, Mercedes Moné,
yeah.
which she just got there and she's already burying everybody left and right.
And it sucks that Julia Hart's hurt. Ruby Soho pregnant. Congratulations to her.
Yeah, but maybe all the other ones are tired of getting buried every time.
This isn't me being biased towards Sky Blue. I think we both can agree she's fantastic in the ring.
She got buried.
She got buried by Mercedes. It made no sense. But she should be pushed a little more. I think our personal favorite now is Willow Nightingale. She deserves a push to the moon.
Willow is currently one of my top 5 women wrestlers in wrestling.
Push Willow to fucking Toni Storm. Let Willow be the AEW Women's World Champion. I'd be okay with that. I'd be down with that.
She's charismatic as shit.
Mm-hmm.
The crowd's behind her. She's fun, and she's a good fucking wrestler. I don't know why they took the title off her because Mercedes Moné.
Now let me ask.
I do love Sasha Banks and I do love Mercedes Moné. One of my all-time greats. But this is stupid. The booking.
I'm going to ask you a wild question. Wild question. I'm kind of stealing this from you know who Sam Roberts is. He
does like that WWE backstage bump. He
does Raw Talk. He has his podcast. Yeah. His podcast. He has a couple rules. The second rule is to speculate wildly. I think the first rule is
speculate wildly.
Yeah. First rule is watch the product. We do that. 2 is speculate wildly.
Questionable. We just watched TNA for fuck's sake. So yeah, we watched the product.
For no reason. We thought something cool was going to happen. It didn't.
For no reason. There's a couple good matches on there.
Yeah. But what I'm going to speculate wildly here. We both agree that she's not leaving WWE. But what would Becky Lynch do for the AEW women's roster?
She would be like fucking MJF coming back or Will Ospreay showing up. She'd be a bigger deal than Mercedes Moné.
She would be a bigger deal than Will Ospreay and Okada showing up.
Because she's known in North America.
Yeah. She's Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
I think people were like hating on Becky with the whole her winning the title and Liv not winning it at that Battle Royale.
No, that's just some stupid AEW mark spreading shit. If you looked at the crowds when she was title, they were cheering the fuck out of her. Becky
Lynch deserves a little more respect than she gets. This is a woman that 100%. main evented a WrestleMania. I mean, that was unheard of. Women don't main event WrestleMania.
We wouldn't have had Evolution pay-per-view if it wasn't for Becky Lynch.
Becky, Charlotte, Bayley, Sasha, Bayley. The 4 horsemen.
But Becky's a part of that, you know? They're all
100%.
We wouldn't have an all-women's pay-per-view if it wasn't for absolute talent like that.
And the fact that Becky kind of got...
If AEW put on an all-women's pay-per-view, fucking 2 people would show up.
What Becky did, the fact that Becky had to go through what she went through to get to the top, because Charlotte was pushed hard. Sasha was pushed hard. Bayley was held back at NXT. Becky showed up on the main roster and really wasn't done anything. And then SmackDown champion, cool, she's getting her push. And all it took was a broken nose from Nia Jackson. Becky Lynch was the hottest thing in WWE. That what I'm saying is there was a point in WWE where the superstar, the number 1 person in WWE was Becky Lynch.
Yes.
Boom. A woman, Becky Lynch, was running the show. That's what I'm saying. She's not going to AEW. I pray to God she doesn't go to AEW. But if she did, she would be bigger than Ospreay, than Okada, than Mercedes, and dare I say she'd be bigger than MJF.
That's tricky. MJF.
That's a stretch. That's a stretch. But it's Becky Lynch.
It is. 100%.
I don't know why I went on this tangent, but
wrestling fans are
marks.
The majority of us fucking suck. We want to complain about all this shit, then they go away and it's like, oh, what the fuck happened? And then they come back and everybody's like, oh my God. It's like you've had this the whole fucking time. Mm-hmm. And then it went away and you're just like, oh my God, why were we talking shit about that? That was so awesome. Now it sucks. Where is she?
Yep. Yeah. So
wrestling fans suck in general.
Becky's not going anywhere. We'll see Becky Lynch at Royal Rumble. So yeah, we're great. We're fantastic. We're good. We're good. Conrad Thompson's great. Sam Roberts is cool. Chris Van Fleet's great. But yeah, he's not us. They're not us. So Anyway, what else you got? I went on a tangent there, but what else? What we got?
That's all. It was actually a pretty quiet week.
Okay.
That I find on my sites.
I have something. This was 8 hours ago. There is a contract that ends at the end of this month for WWE.
A lot of contracts at the end of this month.
Dijak.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
So
I told you about that.
He is not resigned. I don't know. I really don't know if he'll stay.
I think he's got something to do with the White Six then. Anyways.
That'd be pretty cool.
Well, why would they bring up the main roster? It's like Joe Gacy. Joe Gacy's been missing too. Why would they bring up Dijak to the main roster and then not use him when he was so hot in NXT?
They've used him. He hasn't even been on TV. He has had one match since the draft, and that was a main event match, WWE main event match against Pete Dunne. That's it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with Dijak. I don't really think I have anything else. I think you hit.
No, it's a pretty quiet week in news, really, honestly.
Shane Haste's contract expires. The tag team partner, Mikey Nichols, his contract.
I know who he is. I'm just
his contract is coming up.
They're dragged down by that Zack Sabre bitch.
Yeah, man, you're right. It was kind of a slow.
It was a quiet week. It was a quiet week.
Quiet week.
Like last week, I think I had like a whole hour of fucking news.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I got nothing crazy right now. Yeah, we talked about Scripps, Reggie. He's a free agent now officially.
Nope.
He's free agent.
Wrestled in another promotion, I think.
We have the Brooks Jensen thing. We'll talk about that when we get to NXT. So there's that.
There's even more than I originally knew about it too that I read today.
TNA. They had some departures from their backstage. VP of marketing was let go.
Yeah, they're cutting costs because I just read that actually. They're cutting costs. They're just trying to find a way to cut costs.
Yeah, it's interesting with the whole TNA. Should we talk about that in the news, the TNA WWE thing, or we wait till NXT? It's news.
You just brought it up. Start talking about it. What do you got?
I just wanted to hit on the fact that TNA and WWE they're working together. They are working together.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that's obvious.
The TNA Knockouts Women's World Champion is on NXT, which is WWE television.
No, the TNA Knockout Women's Champion and NXT Champion has shown up on NXT.
She's not the NXT Champion yet.
Yes, she is. She was the second walked in, was announced fighting for it.
What I wanted to do...
You think that Roxanne Perez is winning that match? You're out of your mind.
Watch the Battlegrounds predictions.
Yeah,
what I wanted to do was see if, off the top of your head, I know we played that game last week. Off the top of your head, if you could give me one dream match, WWE TNA. I know you don't know much about TNA Superstars, because I don't really either. But if there's one match from a WWE Superstar taking on a TNA Superstar, what is that match that comes to mind that you want to see?
Natalya versus Jordan Grace.
Shut the fuck up. Pick something else.
Well, I gotta anchor this desk a little bit better.
I was gonna be a basic bitch and say the WWE Undisputed Champion Cody Rhodes versus Moose, the TNA World Champion. But that's kind of basic, right? And I feel like picking somebody versus Matt Hardy is kind of like because Matt Hardy's a WWE guy.
Because I was just going to pick Nick Namath versus R-Truth.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's interesting. It's very, very interesting.
Who did Dolph Ziggler win the title from?
Well, he's not in TNA or WWE, so.
Okay. Who did he lose the title to then?
He beat Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah, I know.
That piece of shit's nowhere to be found.
Tips. I fucking know he's doing high school shows.
I think he got
I don't know.
Beat.
I don't watch enough TNA to really know, man.
I think he got beat by John Cena. There you go. John Cena versus John Cena. Yeah, I don't know.
No.
My honest answer was Jordan
Mustafa Ali versus someone.
Ricochet.
There you go. Actually, that'd be a fucking good match.
Mine is Jordan Grace versus Rhea Ripley.
No, you said Natalya.
It's a dream match.
You said you really, really, really wanted to see Natalya.
No, I didn't.
Jordan Grace.
I didn't. I said no. I didn't. You're putting words in my mouth.
You're like, oh, Natalya could beat Jordan Grace. In what fucking world does Natalya beat Jordan Grace?
When she puts her in a sharpshooter and Jordan Grace taps out. Duh.
Oh yeah, Jordan Grace is gonna tap out. Right.
But for real, Jordan Grace versus Rhea. Jordan Grace versus Rhea Ripley.
That'd be wild. That'd be a good match.
Literally, I could just name Jordan Grace versus fill in the blank. Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, Nia Jax. Fucking put her in there. Becky Lynch.
Fucking Jordan Grace could probably do her muscle buster finisher on Nia Jax.
That would blow my mind. Run back Jordan Grace versus Naomi.
Yeah.
Jordan Grace versus Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan will get crushed. Just like Roxanne's going to at Battleground.
Yeah.
That's about it.
At least you're on board with knowing that Roxanne is doomed. So
I do, but we'll see. We'll see.
They're not rolling out the red carpet for Jordan Grace. They're saying when your contract is up, we're going to sign you. We want you here.
But putting the NXT Women's Championship on a non-WWE superstar, I agree. My mind just can't comprehend it. That's the world we're living in, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I'm just saying
don't worry. The women's title. The women's got that new mid-card title that they can all battle for.
The NXT Women's title just disappears for a while Jordan Grace does her thing.
Why not? Yeah.
I don't know. I'm very intrigued. We'll see what happens at Battleground. She's really going to win the NXT Women's title. A non-WWE superstar.
Yep.
That's crazy. The world we're living in.
It's not.
Under Vince McMahon, this shit would not have happened.
Oh, God, no. Vince McMahon would ring the bell before a guy taps out to get the title off of him if he was worried that there was any chance that it wasn't going to be in WWE's hands.
Yeah, we're in the Paul Levesque era. We are here, and it is amazing. So, speaking of the Paul,
no attitude era,
huh? It's no attitude. You said it's no attitude era.
Yeah, call me old.
Whatever. No, it's not the attitude era. It's better. So there you go.
No,
sorry, it's better.
You're just a kid. What do you know?
I love the attitude era. You know how much I've watched?
I know, I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you. I do agree. This era is probably the best I've seen since the attitude era.
It's insane. It is genuinely insane.
I am about to boil because Dave Meltzer just popped up on a video on my other screen here. I was fucking loser.
You got scared?
Yeah, I did. I was like, God damn it, he's listening.
Oh, well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about SmackDown from May 31st, 2024. This was the first SmackDown after the King and Queen of the Ring, where Nick Aldis kicks off the show by welcoming the Queen of the Ring, Nia Jax. Nia Jax doing exactly what you wanted her to do. Bragging and letting her ego.
I told you that was going to happen. I told you. You guys go back. Yep. That's what I told you was going to happen. Her ego is just going to go poof.
Bayley shows up to confront Nia Jax, and she is attacked by Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. And then we learn that, Piper Niven confronts Nia Jax, of all people, and says, when SummerSlam rolls around, I'll be the champion. We learn that it's going to be Bayley versus Piper Niven at Clash at the Castle for the title. Because I totally forgot about that going into today's episode. Completely spaced my mind until I read this back.
Yeah, because it's a horrible booking.
Yeah, it didn't make sense. This is some AEW shit right here. We just threw it together.
This is WWE has no fucking stories in place right now
for Bayley
because they're like, fuck it, we're gonna just wait till we start something for SummerSlam. So they're just throwing shit together, see what sticks. Don't get me wrong, Piper Niven's bravo, good job. You're killing it as with the Especially with what you were given to start with and the fact that you're still around, because Dewdrop honestly would have killed the careers of a lot of fucking people.
Yeah.
She came out of it pretty all right.
100% she did.
So nothing wrong with that. I just think it's a stupid match. There's no story. There's nothing. It just happened.
Mm-hmm. And Nia Jax responds to all this and says she doesn't give a damn who the champion.
Tweet I read like last week where it's like, "Hey WWE, if you don't start telling stories again soon, I'm gonna stop watching this shit. If I want to watch this shit, I'll go watch AEW."
There you go. Nia Jax responded to all this with saying she doesn't give a damn who the champion is because come SummerSlam, she will annihilate anyone. AJ Styles is backstage in Nick Aldis' office wearing a pastel Carolina blue suit, asking him if he could have a segment tonight, seeming very somber. And then I'm not going to get into it as we go throughout the show, but they're planting seeds that maybe AJ Styles could be retiring. We don't know. We'll see. And we'll get to that when the show closes. But I will just note that, and I showed you this as a fan that was watching WWE, Henry wore this candy pastel salmon pink ass jacket, and he was retiring. It ruined any other retirement speeches for me because I always think they're going to swerve.
Dude,
so,
it was frame for frame the exact fucking same thing. I did not watch the Mark Henry thing. I wasn't watching during that era, so I had no fucking clue. But everybody online said the same thing as you. It's like as soon as I saw fucking AJ wearing that suit, it's like, they're fucking.
I showed you. Yeah, I pulled it up on YouTube. It's literally the exact same but different colors. If they showed up, it looks like they showed just like
same thing. Arm raised, turns, clothes, same.
It's the exact same thing. The suit colors were just different colors. And if they were going to a gender reveal, that would be team boy, team girl. That's what the jackets were. Anyway, we get so we'll get that later in the night. We get Naomi talking to Bayley backstage, saying that Chelsea and Piper were not going to get away with this. It sets up a match. Bayley, Naomi tagging against Piper and Chelsea Green. First match of the night was a singles match. Tommaso Ciampa taking on Austin Theory. Tommaso Ciampa is going to pick up the win. This seems like they're just throwing some stuff here to lead to a title match because next week, tomorrow, as we record, they're going to flip it, and it's going to be Gargano taking on Grayson Waller. So they're just kind of building something here. What'd you think here?
Well, this is quite a common tactic WWE has done for a long time, is putting singles matches between the tag team matches, alternating weeks and shit. This is stuff I do in WWE 2K when I have
GM mode.
I have no clue what to do to book a match. I'm like, well, they're feuding in a tag. I'll just put them in singles,
and it doesn't build the rivalry at all.
Back there, fucking playing 2K on this shit. So it's only going to get you so. It's only going to get you so far, but it's not building. This is a very slow build for DIY to the tag titles. I just move it along, like. Yeah.
Good. Everything all right?
Yeah. That's all I got. It's dumb. It's dumb. Just put the titles on DIY already. Come
on. We get Nick Aldis is talking to Chelsea Green and Piper Niven after they interrupt his conversation with Blair Davenport. We see Blair Davenport on SmackDown for the first time. Naomi was asking for a tag match. Or I'm sorry, I totally worded that wrong. We're just going to reset that. Blair Davenport's talking to Nick Aldis. Naomi shows up to book the tag match against Chelsea and Piper. And Naomi is like, who the hell are you? And Davenport says, soon you will know. That's when we get the booking for the tag match later in the night. LA Knight shows up and asks if Logan Paul was around. And he has a nice little meeting with Nick Aldis. Comes out to an interview with Caleb Braxton. It was informed that Logan Paul was not in the building, which led to LA Knight finally. I've been wanting this match for a long time. LA Knight calling out Logan Paul for the United States Championship. Carmelo Hayes interrupts LA Knight, and I was trying to find it while you were talking, but you kind of ran out of things to talk about because you said it was just you didn't like the booking, so there wasn't much to talk about with Ciampa and Theory. What was it that Carmelo Hayes messed up? Do you remember what he said?
He's like something along the lines of, look it up right now. Just look it up right now. Yeah. Basically, he's going to find the video. I'm going to kind of explain here. But Carmelo Hayes came in and said, hey, if you were fighting LA, you'd be running scared. And then LA was like, well, if I was fighting LA, I'd be looking in the mirror now. Get your fucking names right, kid. Basically, more or less. He's finding the clip.
No, you actually just nailed it. You just nailed it on the part where you just nailed it perfectly. It was, he name dropped himself. He's like, well, if I was doing a promo with myself, I'd be looking in the mirror. So LA Knight's fantastic to recover, to kind of take a shot back at Carmelo. And I'm sure after they went off air.
If you're gonna fuck up your lines, John Cena did it to the fucking Rock. Okay, so
have you ever, when he talked about the promo on the wrist?
I don't have to keep my notes on my wrist for my promos.
And Cena,
apparently the Rock was pissed about
that Cena talked about that on Logan Paul's podcast, where he basically was like, I regret doing that. I shouldn't have done that.
It's unprofessional.
And he just did it in the spur of the moment. My favorite,
but as a rookie doing it, they need to get that, because they'll be like, wow, they're fucking up again.
Cena did it to Roman Reigns.
Cena did it to a lot of Roman Reigns. He did it to.
Cooked Roman Reigns in that promo. I will never forget Kurt Angle in the corner looking like, oh shit. When the words that John Cena said, when he said, it's called a promo, kid. If you want to be the big dog, you're gonna have to. And then he's like, shut up, John, blah, blah. And then John was like, I'm about to just go ahead and cut you down to size real quick. And when he said, you're the reason I'm still here because you can't do your job, he said, you should be ashamed that I'm a part-timer because I can do this part-time better than you can do it full-time. I was like, boom. That's one of the greatest fucking promo lines I've ever heard in my life.
John Cena was the best at it. And you got to think about it. Look where Roman Reigns became. So you need to put them in their place and be like, hey, you can't fuck this shit up. This is your job. Be better.
Yeah, Roman Reigns was the same guy that said suffering succotash on national television. That happened.
Yeah, he was fed that line, though.
Whoever did that, I hope got
That's
fired.
when Vince McMahon was trying to shove him down our throats as a babyface.
He's perfect. He's going to come back as a babyface, so I can't wait for that.
Well, yeah, but that's going to be natural. It's not being shoved down your throat as a babyface.
Andrade El Idolo gets his first match on SmackDown against Apollo Crews. He picks up the win. Finish came. Angel Garza distracts Apollo Crews, leading to Andrade hitting the spinning back elbow, followed by his finisher, the silencer, for the win. This is all because Angel Garza is trying to get Andrade to join Legado del Fantasma, but Andrade wants no part of it.
Which is funny. So this whole thing, if you look online and people are blowing, Andrade saying, why is it got to be Latino on Latino hate and all this time in wrestling and all this shit. And you know what? Everybody's like, see, you should have stayed in AEW. The grass isn't greener. It's like, no, he's probably playing into the story because on TV, it's the same thing. He's pushing away them. I'm pretty sure he's playing in this story. And yeah, you're reading into it. I'm sure Andrade is perfectly happy to be back in WWE where he can be with his wife more often. So
backstage, we get the Bloodline, Paul Heyman meeting with Solo Sikoa.
Oh, we also say for a second Apollo Crews.
Dude, he's good.
Out of nowhere came back, and now he's got a match again next
week.
Yeah,
he does. So, Angel Garza,
tomorrow, I guess.
We'll see it. We'll see what he's got. Paul Heyman talking to Solo Sikoa backstage. Heyman saying he wanted to get adjusted to this new bloodline, but believed that they were just performing acts of violence with zero strategy, before saying that the strategy should be taking the WWE title from Cody Rhodes. Solo said that they have Cody Rhodes in check, and Cody doesn't even know it yet, leading to Paul Heyman asking, who is they? But before Solo can answer, Kevin Owens' music hits, and Solo says, I need you to go handle that situation. Which leads us, before we get moving to Kevin Owens, what do you think of that little moment of Solo saying they have it in check? Who do you think the they is?
Solo,
and
Tama, Tonga.
And so Solo wants us to believe that Roman Reigns is a part of this, right?
No, he's not.
He's not. You know who is?
The Rock.
The Rock.
Yeah.
That's who the they is. I'm just speculating.
No,
they want it to, because he's been saying, I talk to the tribal chief every day, blah, blah, blah. No, he doesn't. He's been talking to The Rock. So that's what my speculation is. But we'll see. It's almost like a slow build with this new bloodline.
It's working. The bloodline story has never been a fucking
It's never gonna. Finish. It's and I can't wait for Jacob Fatu. Just waiting. Waiting on Jacob Fatu to show up.
We already talked about that once. They were worried that Jacob will overshadow Solo.
Because he will. He's fantastic. Jacob Fatu is fantastic. He's good. I don't know if he can overshadow Solo, though. I really don't. Maybe they're taking a little more time.
Solo does need to step out of Roman's shadow, though.
Yeah. He's got to. They got to do something to give him.
If Jacob comes in, he feels like a new big thing. Solo just looks like Roman's bitch the whole time.
That's true.
Make Solo mean something first, and then bring him in. So yeah, it makes sense because Jacob would overshadow him in a second right now.
Mm-hmm.
But they are building Solo nicely. He is starting to show like all these little promos with Heyman. It's the doubts creeping in that Roman has nothing to do with any of this.
So Kevin Owens is in the ring to call out the bloodline, but Paul Heyman shows up. He said, and Paul Heyman, it's Paul Heyman, man. He is a legend in the game. Cutting a good promo saying, you know, the difference between Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa is, Kevin, Roman respected you. Solo Sikoa does not respect you, and he will do anything to take you out. Please stop chasing the bloodline. Owens said he did respect Roman and the Usos for giving him hell for the past few years, but this version of the bloodline was just Solo attempting to cause chaos. Said he would do anything to get them out of WWE. Heyman complained to Owens, and this is where you were talking about the beautiful Paul Heyman
so
here.
Fucking good.
Just
so fucking good.
Him saying, he said to Kevin Owens, he said, because basically Kevin saying, why should I trust you, Paul? Why should I trust you? You gave me no reason to trust you. And Paul Heyman just goes on a tangent saying, well, we didn't trust you forever, Kevin, but now we do. You know, why can't nobody trust me? I'm a Hall of Fame wise man. Why won't anybody listen to me? And he just throws the microphone and it hits Kevin Owens. And it's like, you feel everything that Paul Heyman is saying. And before he can get to Paul Heyman, he gets attacked by Solo, Tama, and Tonga Loa. And the Street Profits, though, they come out to make the save because that's the next match of the night. Before we get to that match, man, Paul Heyman is just, he's the best.
So good. He can elevate a storyline. This goes back to like 80s style shit. If a guy can't talk on the mic, put a mouthpiece with him. Solo... Roman Reigns didn't need Paul Heyman to talk for him, but he added to Roman's
that moment
control over
when
Heyman's, right. But right now, Heyman's 100% the mouthpiece for Solo's mission right now.
Not really.
Well, he is though, in a different way, in a flip side way. He's kind of.
I see what you're saying.
Trying to say that. I don't want to be a part of this, but I'm stuck with them. But he's pumping them up at the same time. He's calling them killers, crazy,
thugs, criminals. Thugs. And he's
building them up to seem like they're this big fucking threat. He is building that storyline with these promos.
Like, he's not on their side, per se, because every time the crowd chants, we want Roman, Paul Heyman is saying, you have no idea how much I want that too. He's Roman's guy. Now, if this leads to Paul Heyman turning on Roman Reigns, I will absolutely lose. Like, I will applaud Paul Heyman to the end. I just don't know if Paul Heyman...
CM Punk's going to steal Heyman back first. But...
Brock Lesnar, can you get behind a Paul Heyman quote-unquote face run?
Yes, 100%.
Because I think that it's probably going to happen.
He's that fucking good. Fucking good.
When Roman comes back, Roman and Paul Heyman face run. It's going to be. Roman's definitely a face when he comes back. And if Paul Heyman's still with him, then there we go. We're going to have a custody of Paul Heyman match between Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns.
But Paul Heyman's hanging from the fucking...
Yes.
Down from here.
Yes. The next match, the Gorillas of Destiny, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, taking on the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. G.O.D. is going to pick up the win. Should we say G.O.D. or is it... I mean, they are. Or are we the Bloodline? I mean,
they're Bloodline now. They're no longer part of Gorillas of Destiny.
Well, yeah, you're right. But they're still G.O.D. to me. They pick up the win. And... Tama Tonga's growing on me in the ring. He's really good in the ring, man. At first,
growing on you?
No, listen. At first, I was like, what I mean by this is I didn't want to just see this. He's got his New Japan style. Got that. But it was just like you didn't get to see what he's got. And then, At first, hear me out.
Jesus. Have you never watched a New Japan Gorillas of Destiny match?
I'm talking about in WWE.
It doesn't fucking matter. We know he can go, and you're saying that he's got a
he hasn't got you? He did in like what I'm in this match. He did. He hasn't gotten the opportunity. First off, this was their first tag team match together in WWE.
Yeah,
and I'm just gonna go on.
Got there like 2
and I'm just gonna go on a limb. Tonga Loa didn't look great.
Oh, he botched the timing. That might have just been the.
He didn't look great, but Tama, what I'm saying is, look great, and I'm intrigued.
You heard it here first, people. He thinks Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga are no good.
Yeah, they suck. That's what I said. Yep.
Yeah, basically, they're growing on me.
They're the second best version of God because El Phantasmo and Hikuleo are better. Yep, that's what I said. Sure, run with it.
He did just say it. Clip that.
Run
See, this is where shit gets blown out of proportion. Just clip that part, not the rest of it. Just that part.
And then make my voice somehow sound dead serious about it. I have no sense of sarcasm.
Dead serious about it.
Was this the right decision to have the Bloodline win still?
100%. It makes them look really strong because the Street Profits are a good fucking tag team. So this makes the Bloodline look strong with this win. This might be a little feud for a little while. I can't imagine it lasting very long. Once Bobby Lashley comes back, then Street Profits will back off doing that shit. But right now, it gets the Street Profits involved in something major, and it makes the Bloodline look extremely strong. They look dominant in this match against a very successful tag team.
Mm-hmm. Backstage, the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair are cutting a promo where they're interrupted by Indy Hartwell, who is confronting them and blaming them for injuring Candice LeRae. And then things take a little turn when Bianca and Jade get a little more serious, and Indy just kind of backs away and gets out of the way. Just
smart,
showing stuff, and they're pushing the fact that they're going to be on Raw to confront Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. We get, as we talked about throughout the show, they're dropping hints of AJ is what's going on, what's his announcement, what's his conversation going to be like, where Caleb Braxton is interviewing Michin, who broke the internet. Just going to put it at that. Michin broke the internet in this interview.
What are you going to put it at that for? You got a picture?
I'm not putting this picture. She looked amazing.
Why not?
She looked amazing.
She looked fucking hot. That's what she looked. She's a very beautiful woman. Yeah, she did break the internet 100%. Good God. She's a gorgeous woman.
Fine. You know what?
Yeah, there you go. Break the internet. Break her
podcast. Yeah, so she
cancel us.
And us. Us.
You.
Yeah. She did break the internet.
I don't endorse this post.
I don't think the picture.
She looked gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
She did. So just they interviewed her, basically asking what the hell's going on with AJ. Do you know anything? And before she could answer, she's interrupted by your favorite, Nia Jax, who is continuously still.
Whoa.
What?
My favorite?
What I mean is what you like.
I've never once said I actually am a fan of Nia Jax. I just think what she's doing right now is really fucking good.
That's not what you said to me. You want to put words in my mouth? We can put words.
Fuck you.
Anyway, but
Nia
what
Jax
I'm saying
is actually doing really fucking good right now.
What you really liked was Nia Jax being braggy and over the top and all that. And if you want to break the internet real quick, here you go. This was what went viral. Michin looked, there you go.
She's amazing. And Keith Lee, bravo.
What a man. Lucky man.
All around amazing. She's an amazing wrestler. She is beautiful. She is fantastic.
Yeah, so she broke the internet with that one. But yeah, so Nia Jax bragging. Michin stepped up to Nia Jax, and Nia says you're going to regret that. So we'll see what happens on SmackDown tomorrow, as we are currently recording. We get the Chelsea Green, Piper Niven versus Bayley and Naomi match, where Chelsea Green and Piper Niven pick up the win. This was just, I don't know what this was.
This was just to make Niven look strong and maybe make her a threat for the Bayley's title. That's all it was.
That's fair.
They want to make the they want to make the match seem like Niven's got a chance. So give her the win here. Like, oh, she can pin her. Or is that how it ended? Niven. Oh, yeah. Niven put Green on top for the pin. So
yes. And actually, no, she put Chelsea Green on Naomi, so Bailey did not eat the pin.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But
Niven did all the work. To get the win.
That was the main event. The closing of the show was AJ Styles. Before he hits the ring, he shook hands with LA Knight, where LA Knight basically says, "Hey, the rumors are true. Respect." Whispers something in Cody Rhodes' ear. Meets up with the Bullet Club, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, and goes to the ring. They accompany him, and this is AJ basically just cutting a promo about things he's thought about what Nick Aldis told him, because Aldis said, you don't get a title rematch, you have to go to the back of the line. That's how things work, and which AJ respected. And Nick Aldis told him, and basically AJ deciding to step away from the ring for good, embracing Carl and Luke, saying, I've been phenomenal in this ring. Maybe it's time to be a phenomenal dad. They do one final, too sweet. He asked Cody to come to the ring, where Cody thanked Styles for being a big brother to the entire locker room, for being an inspirational figure to the fans. A key point I wanted to point out, and I am stealing this from Sam Roberts because he pointed out and it made me go, oh shit, he's right. Cody said, we've never exchanged any text messages before. Never. Except for the first time after our match in France. And I texted you and asked if you were good after our match, and you said, all good, little bro. What Sam Roberts explained this to on this podcast, and it made me go, holy shit, you might be right, is that Cody and AJ aren't friends. They're not buddy-buddy. They don't talk. They're not, none of that. So that was like, okay, planting those seeds to lead to what happens next. Cody and AJ throwing their hands up, throwing AJ's hand up, and then AJ hits him with the clothesline. AJ ain't done yet. Beat down to Cody Rhodes, a Styles clash off of the ring steps onto the floor.
Go back and watch that Styles clash again. Cody's head was like literally that far from that being a disastrous situation. Like bad.
What was also interesting was that Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson kind of stood guard and wouldn't let Nick Aldis and security get to the ring to help to stop AJ.
Bullet Club back, baby.
Bullet Club, the OC, back at it again. I hope so. Where does that leave Michin? We will see.
She's there.
She's there. She's there, and she's right here. I just had to put it up one more time. Shout out to Michin. Hopefully she does. She's going to put on a show this Sunday. She's in that six woman ladder match for the NXT North American Women's Championship. Excited for that
match is going to be so fucking good. Oh,
so
I have it in my head. Kalani Jordan's just gonna do something fucking insane.
Soul Ruka is gonna hit a soul snatcher off a ladder.
I imagine so. Yep.
But we're not to NXT yet, because up next we have Monday Night Raw from June 3rd, 2024. And we kick off the show with the Women's World Champion Liv Morgan running down her accomplishments, basically saying, I did what nobody else could do, got rid of and sent Becky Lynch off into early retirement, and then said the cherry on top of everything was kissing Dominic Mysterio.
Weird flex,
but all right. And I'm not gonna say I'm jealous of Dom or anything. So does that. Dominic comes out and just Liv Morgan being very flirtatious with Dom, touching his hair, running her hand down his chest, and I saw somebody on Twitter say Dominic Mysterio is the best wrestler in the world just because he didn't fold to Liv Morgan's advances.
They're fucking making Dominic. I saw a Photoshop picture of Dominic Mysterio's head on Eddie Guerrero's body. They're making Dominic into the next Latino heat, man. Like, he's got all the women in it. He's got Liv, he's got Rhea, he's married to a hottie. Like, who is this kid?
Yeah, legend. Before
he really
Liv
is
can,
Eddie Guerrero's kid. He really is.
Before Liv can get any further, Finn Balor gets in between the two and breaks things up, and says to leave. But she doesn't want to leave the Judgment Day.
Oh, dude, you've probably seen this. I am really fidgety right now. I'm sorry, I'm just having a day. But this is my day right now. I forgot what I was going to say. Finn Balor. So we go back to Finn Balor, Liv Morgan, AJ Styles. Back in the day, doing the Too Sweet, kickback like a couple years back, and then also Finn Balor. That time that he says we got to stop the Judgment Day, we can't let them do what they're going to do. Talking to Liv, do I have your help? And she's like, I'll have to get back to you on that. And that was before Finn joined the Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
Liv and Finn have been in this together since the beginning. This has been the downfall of the long-term storytelling, man.
Jesus. Tells him to leave him alone. She says, I don't think Dom wants me to leave him alone. Eventually she leaves, but not before she plays with his hair a little bit more. And that is the end of that. We get Sheamus backstage cutting a promo about his match with Ludwig Kaiser. And then he makes his entrance. Ludwig attacks him, leading to the first match of the night, which is as Sheamus would say, banger. It was a good match.
Very good match.
Ludwig Kaiser is going to get the win over Sheamus. Sheamus selling his knee after Ludwig attacked it repeatedly.
This might be Kaiser's biggest win of his career so far.
Yeah. And he looked really good in this match.
Really think about it. He looked good. I've been saying this for a couple weeks now. I think Kaiser has it. I think he has the factor. He's there. He's got
reason they got rid of Vinci from him and Imperium. Gunther's not going anywhere, obviously.
No, but Gunther's going to be world champion by fucking.
It was just given he's going to be world champion at SummerSlam. Just most getting likely. Ludwig away from Vinci and letting him.
What I said any less true.
Yeah, you're right. I'm just saying. I'm just guessing when. But yeah, Ludwig looked fantastic in this match, and that was
he's got it. I think we're gonna see. I think Ludwig's gonna stick around for quite some time.
I see title run coming. Maybe I could see it. And following in the footsteps of his boss Gunther. Yep. I think this was the right choice too to put Ludwig over here. I do.
100%.
Sheamus
is at that point in his career. You asked me, do you think Sheamus has another title run in his career? I don't think he does.
No.
Sheamus is at the Sheamus. Holy fuck, I'm on one tonight. I'm just all over the place. My head is just a million. Fuck. Anyways, Sheamus is at the point in his career where he's going to put the younger talent over. That's what he's doing. He's being a professional. He's been professional. He's going to give these kids the rub, the veterans rub.
100%. I agree with you.
There's not really much better in the WWE to get that kind of rub from than Sheamus, because that dude has done it all.
But next, backstage, we get more Judgment Day stuff where Damian is addressing what's going on with Dominic, where the quote from Dominic Mysterio was, he can't help it that women are attracted to him. Damian is questioning about things with Rhea, and basically Dom says, I'm just, giving her a little space right now.
Shit.
Priest wishes Finn Balor good luck.
He's scared.
Terrified.
Oh, he's scared.
I think Liv's promo where Dominic said, Mommy's gonna kill you, and Liv laughed and said, haha, that may be so, but she's gonna kill you too. So that was pretty cool. Priest wishing Finn Balor good luck as he will take on Dragon Lee later. We have Ilya Dragunov checking on Ricochet. Ricochet says he'll be fine. Can't wait to have a rematch because Ricochet will be taking on Braun Breaker. We get the Finn Balor Dragon Lee match where Finn Balor picks up the win. I do want to preface this by saying Judgment Day was made to look really strong in this episode. Kind of.
Yes and no.
They got the wins.
It's all setting up the Judgment Day breakup. That's what it's setting up.
Yes. Yes. So yeah, Dragon Lee was going to win. Carlito interfered after the match. Carlito, Finn, and JD attacked Dragon Lee, but Braun Strowman comes out and chases them off. What do we got? Sami Zayn coming out to the ring, cut a promo where Chad Gable sends out Maxine Dupree, Akira Tozawa, and Otis to read a note, a prepared statement, actually, should say, from Chad Gable, addressed to Sami Zayn, challenging him for his Intercontinental Championship, which he agrees to. We get Chad Gable versus Sami Zayn, made official at Clash at the Castle. He attempts to talk some sense into Alpha Academy, and then Chad Gable attacks from behind. And then we get a moment where there's the bickering. Are we going to get the Otis to turn on Chad thing? He stands in between everything. Otis gets in the way of him confronting Maxine and Tozawa, leading to them going to leave. And he pushes Sami Zayn into Otis, which sets Otis off, lays out Sami Zayn, and Chad Gable poses with the IC title. Braun Breaker backstage tells him the only reason he has a match is because Ricochet.
Hold up.
Go ahead.
Anyways, I'm back.
Chad
I
Gable.
really thought Otis was gonna turn on Chad there. It was so close, and then it didn't happen. I was like, oh, it's coming though.
Yeah, I think they're saving it. I think they're saving it for.
It's good. It was a good promo, but you know what? I saw on Twitter there people is they're just regurgitating old storylines like when Otis saved Mandy Rose back 4 years ago, roughly.
Yeah, but the crowd's hot.
There is nothing in wrestling that hasn't been done before.
Facts. Even though we did see a shooting star press into a DDT. That was a first. That was a first. That was
That was wild.
Let's get to the Braun Breaker Ricochet match. Braun Breaker is going to pick up the win here. Obviously, they are pushing him to the moon. And we didn't talk about this in the news, but I did read some reports that after the Raw episode, if we didn't know it already, they're strapping the rocket to Braun Breaker. The executives, the upper management, everybody, they're strapping it to Braun Breaker. Don't know where we're going to go or what it's going to end to or when it's going to be the top thing, but it could be sooner than later is what I've
He is a generational talent.
Yep.
He has everything that his uncle and father had. Scott Steiner, superstar. Rick Steiner, the Bulldog, fucking just dominating.
Scott Steiner.
Big Papa Pump, yep.
Holla!
He's got all of that from his uncle and his father, plus more. He is beyond belief athletic. He's probably one of the most amazing physiques in wrestling. That top rope, I'm gonna sneeze, I think, but that top rope jump up into the flex and the point, and there's Frankenstein. Who the fuck at that size does that shit? Who does that?
He's incredible. Incredible.
I've seen that move. I've seen clips of that move like 20 times now, and every time it's just like, what the fuck just happened?
All the way, yeah, Frankenstein.
And then Frankenstein.
It's insane.
Like, ridiculous.
The match wraps. He keeps beating up Ricochet. Ilya comes out to make the save. We got Braun Breaker versus Ilya Dragunov on the next episode of Raw. And
woo, fucking good match.
Let's go. Kiana James makes her Monday Night Raw debut against Natalya, and she picks up the win clean in a very quick match.
And you think Natalya is going to beat Jordynne Grace? Okay.
Backstage after this, Natalya is very angry. Tells Sonya Deville it is time for a change.
Yeah, beating up Jordynne Grace apparently.
It's time for a change.
Yeah, keep dodging what I'm saying. You know I'm right.
It was me speculating, dude. Do you want to fucking talk about it? We can talk about it. You know what? Fine. You got me fired up. I'll talk about it then. You want to keep going on and on about it? That's cool. Whatever. But what I mean by it is if Jordynne Grace is going to win the NXT Women's Championship, yes, sure, she wins it. She can't hold it for too long. They can't have the title off of NXT television for that long, unless Jordynne Grace is just going to show up every fucking Tuesday. Don't think so, because she's kind of got a contract obligation.
Logan Paul's only defended the United States title 10 times in the last 2 years.
The point I made was, if Jordynne wins it on Sunday, on Friday, she has an open challenge, right? If she's got both titles, let whoever it be come out and say, I want the NXT title, and have it be Natalya. I picked a name, a person that's been on NXT, that has the resume. She nicknames the boat, and fine. You know what? Keep disrespecting Natalya. You hate Natalya. That's what I've learned. You don't like Natalya. You have something against Natalya. That's what you're telling me. That's what you're telling me.
No.
Right? Or wrong? No?
No, wrong. No, wrong. Jordynne Grace, NXT champion. She holds it until her TNA contract runs out.
Shut the fuck up. Title. No. What? I don't know when her contract even ends in TNA. Maybe it's a year. I don't know. Not a fucking chance.
Fucking Roman Reigns held the title for 5, 7, 200 years.
He at least showed up and did promos randomly. Yes.
Once in a blue moon.
Jordynne Grace has to go compete.
Jordynne Grace can show up once every 2 months as well.
Yeah, well, she's also doing her TNA contractual obligations, and she gets hurt doing TNA stuff. Oh, our NXT Women's Champion's hurt. We haven't seen her in a fucking year, but why not? Why not?
Why
Screw it.
Just go watch TNA.
What is so wrong about Natalya potentially beating Jordynne Grace? I don't get it.
Because it's
what, Natalya?
No. Yes.
She wants a change. Yeah. She's time for a change, right? Well, her change is going to NXT and then going to get the WWE's title on a TNA pay-per-view, right? Hear me out. So, TNA champion.
I would say this last time. The change Natalya needs is winning a developmental brand's main title.
My point is, if you're going to have a TNA superstar, take the name away. It's Jordynne Grace, we know. Take the name away. It's TNA superstar. Come to your pay-per-view battleground, NXT Battleground. A TNA superstar wins your NXT title and then takes it and will hold it at a TNA pay-per-view. So we can't have a WWE superstar go to a TNA pay-per-view and take it back?
No.
Okay, I'm just stupid. I'm just a fucking idiot. I'm a silly goose. I'm a silly goose. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I told you, Thea Hale sent Thea Hale.
No.
I'm being ridiculous. I know. I agree. Natalya actually does have the resume to beat Jordynne Grace. And she could beat her with a submission move. She doesn't have to overpower her. And also, Natalya is rather quite strong.
Let me take Natalya out of it. Anybody. What I'm saying is send an NXT superstar to this TNA pay-per-view to get the title back. Yeah. It can be anybody.
I just don't think that the change that Natalya needs is winning that title.
Maybe not, but it was the name that popped in my head because there's really nothing going on with Natalya.
It's a weird name, though.
Well, she's been on NXT TV a lot recently.
Yeah.
And she had the loss against Kiana, and things have to change. So the things that are the things that have to change are her going to NXT to help build the developmental brand, and the only way she can do that.
I got it. Just popped in my head. Send Lyra. Hear me out. Send Lyra Valkyria over there. She's like, "Oh, you think you can take our title back to TNA, run away with it?" And then she beats Jordynne Grace, comes back to NXT, hands it to Shawn Michaels, be like, "I got your title back," and then she fucks off, and then Shawn Michaels can have a tournament for the title.
You know what? All this speculation and all these ideas, Roxanne's going to retain.
No.
Fuck it. Roxanne's retaining Sunday. She's hitting a pop rocks on Jordynne Grace's muscly ass, and she's walking out with the title. Oh, Jordan.
Muscly woman?
What?
What do you got against muscly woman?
Not a thing. I'm just describing her. She is fucking ripped. She is fucking jacked.
Yep.
Incredibly. We need to get back on track. Braun Strowman killed Carlito.
Yes, he did.
Braun Strowman killed Carlito.
The best part about that was the Carlito going for the backstabber, and Braun was just like, ugh.
No. The main part of this was JD, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio attempting to jump Braun Strowman. Backfires because Braun Strowman's Braun Strowman, and he goes to attack Dominic Mysterio, but before he can, Liv Morgan is there to save Dom. Before they can get a little flirty again, Finn Balor steps in again and breaks things up. Back to the Liv thing a little bit. She did say to Rhea Ripley, I want to take everything from you. Yeah. I will take everything from you. So Dom and destroy the Judgment Day. She's going to be the one to tear apart the Judgment Day. And I like your idea, the full story. Finn Balor is a part of it too. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool if they do play into that.
Why wouldn't it be? If you look back, he was said Judgment Day has to be stopped. Mm-hmm. Maybe he infiltrated his way in. He's been covertly on their side this whole time.
But the only one
them losing the tag team titles.
Kind of, yeah, you're right. Still the superstar of the match was JD McDonough.
100%.
The only one that when Rhea returns that she has left is Damian Priest.
And we get, is Rhea a heel or is she a face already? But anyways,
she was a face before she got hurt, and when she comes back, she's going to be a face. And this is going to help Damian.
Damian and Rhea are both faces after some.
Damian's going to be a face because he's attached to Rhea after the Judgment Day breakup. Damian still has Rhea's back. They call themselves the Terror Twins because they've kind of been through the rise together. This is going to lead perfectly to Damian being a face and going to SummerSlam against the evil heel, Gunther.
Gunther's winning at SummerSlam. Right?
Yes, I think so. I agree. I don't think Drew's beating him at Clash at the Castle. But we'll talk about that when we get to the preview for that. So yeah, we get the women's tag team championship match. Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair defending against Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler. Match really didn't have much to it because it was interrupted by Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. They hit the ring and they attack, leading to a no contest. So they're trying to get their hands into this women's tag team championship.
It's going to be a triple threat tag team match for the title at Clash of the Castle.
Is that the way you can potentially get it off of Jade and Bianca then? Where they don't eat a pin?
Mm-hmm. Don't need to be pinned
to lose the title. Well, we were trying to figure out who would be the one to beat them, but we didn't really throw in the fact that, oh shit, they could do a triple threat.
Because it's dumb to have the titles on them because nobody can respectfully beat them. So you better just get the titles off them and let them go do something else.
Yeah, I agree. We'll see though. I don't
think that match they are both Bianca. Well, maybe not so much Bianca. I don't. It could be argued that they are both stars that don't need a title to be important.
Yeah. Bianca's been that without the title. And Jade is Jade Cargill.
Jade is Jade Cargill. I think Jade to be considered legit, she needs to win a title at some point, but she doesn't need it right now.
Could they do that? Could Nia beat Bayley at SummerSlam?
Yes.
And the person to beat Nia is Jade Cargill? Because
I had the craziest thought this afternoon at work. I said, what if AJ Styles actually beats Cody at Clash of the Castle?
You can do that.
Why couldn't you? You and I have both said this. We're both tired of the fucking ridiculously long title runs. Let's have some flip-flopping. Let's maybe have the summer of AJ versus Cody for that title.
Right. And it makes sense, right? Because if you're doing Cody and AJ again, Cody's up 1-0. You're just gonna do 2-0 against AJ Styles? AJ wins, and then you can do the blow off. You have a
flip-flop SummerSlam AJ versus Cody title match again.
No, wrong. The rubber match can take place at Money in the Bank in Toronto.
Yeah, you do need it. Well,
and then Cody gets it. And then Cody gets it back. I think Cody should be the champion coming into WrestleMania season.
But let's have some adversity.
Yeah.
Let's not make Cody another Roman.
I really want Cody and Randy Orton to be one of the matches at SummerSlam. Truthfully, we'll see. But I don't. Yeah, I agree. I think there's a chance at Clash at the Castle that if they have that match.
Top of my head, I was bored as fuck at work, changing some plugs because I got the most annoying
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I take these jobs on, but I do. But nonetheless, I'm sitting there bored out of my mind. I'm going, actually, if we're getting AJ and Cody at Clash, Cody could lose.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be shocking because AJ is that guy.
And it'd be cool. It'd be cool to have AJ get a big title one more time.
You go back. Okay, I'm bringing up the Attitude Era again. You go back. The title flip-flop between The Rock and Austin so many fucking times. They're both still touted as two of the greatest all-time wrestlers in the history of WWE.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't matter. Let's have it. Let's have some adversity for Cody.
Yeah.
And also, AJ is a fucking superstar. Why wouldn't you put the title on him if it's even for a month?
Yeah, I'd be totally fine with that. Up next, we had Jey Uso cutting a promo in the crowd, declaring.
Wait, was I in the right position?
Yeah, you're fine. It's okay. We had to do a quick little cut. Jey Uso cuts a promo. He will be in the Money in the Bank ladder match, he says. He will be the next Mr. Money in the Bank. So we're getting some push for that coming up in Toronto.
If Jey doesn't win the world title at some point in the next year, blasphemy. The dude deserves it. At least once to win the world title.
I can't wait for Money in the Bank.
One of the two.
The names that are going to be in that are going to be very interesting. And then it'll be, oh my gosh, who deserves this more? Jey Uso, man. That makes sense. Cashes in on Cody. The Authors of Pain take on the New Day and they win easily. Because Kofi
this is still pushing the Karrion Kross,
wanting Xavier
driving
to
a
break
wedge
free,
in between Xavier and
wanting
Kofi.
Xavier to join the Final Testament. We'll see where this goes. I don't see the New Day splitting. At this point,
they got to change something. Paramount needs a change or time for a change. It's those guys. So
yeah,
they've been doing the same shtick for like the last 7 years.
The final match of the night, Damian Priest defeats Rey Mysterio. The Judgment Day won all their matches. The match itself was good. Rey Mysterio proves every time he's still good. He still can go.
I did say twice, I believe, in this match that Rey still has it, but this was not a good match.
It was hard. Come on.
No, say your thing. Just don't let my view on a match change your opinion. You're going to say it was a good match. Go ahead. Tell me why.
I thought it was a good match. I did. I think the styles didn't work the greatest, but they made it work. Damian and Rey, I don't know if they even had a match before together, but I think I was more so looking at it.
Something felt off.
I was more so just looking at it from the fact that Rey Mysterio shows every time he's in the ring that he's still got it. That's really what I was saying.
He can still go 100%. But this match felt like it was kind of moving in slow motion. Damian would do something and then stand around afterwards. It just felt like there was no flow to the match. I lost interest really quick. There was twice I said, "Oh, Ray still got it," but then it just fell flat again. It was just like a quick boom, and then it was like there was no flow to the match.
The match itself wasn't really important. It was what happened after, as Drew McIntyre entered to take out Priest and Judgment Day, but Drew got distracted, as he tends to do. Drew just always getting distracted by something. Talking smack with Michael Cole, where Damian Priest recovers and choke slams Drew McIntyre through the announce table to end the show.
Man, how good did that look?
Yeah, that was phenomenal.
Damian Priest is a beast to choke slam a dude like the size of McIntyre, man. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, 100%. We both said we were a little skeptical at the start of the Damian Priest run.
I was not anymore.
He's good. He's solid.
I honestly don't even think Drew's gonna beat Damian. Not necessarily due to Damian being the better wrestler, but due to something CM Punk's going to do.
Yeah,
I don't think Drew's coming away with the title here at Clash. I don't think so.
We haven't seen CM Punk or heard anything about CM Punk for a while now.
I saw some stuff that he's been doing in the gym. He looks pretty fucking ready.
I think we could both agree that's happening at SummerSlam. Drew McIntyre, CM Punk.
Yeah, you don't need any more build up to it.
If he's ready, he should be. But
dude, no, seriously, he just posted some shit on Twitter today from his workouts, and he looks like he's got full mobility back and everything.
It must have been on Instagram because I promise you, CM Punk does not use Twitter.
Okay, whatever. I don't use it either. I just see posts. I saw pictures of him doing some shit that makes him look like he's pretty much ready.
Let us transition into one of the brands that is on fire right now, man. NXT is on fire.
Have they had a bad show that we can think of in the last couple months? No.
I totally forgot to read this out when we did the news.
Yeah, I know what you're gonna read out.
The NXT ratings from this, what we're about to go through, 768,000 viewers. The P18 to 49 rating was 0.22. The Dynamite ratings with the return of MJF to Dynamite, 790,000 viewers. P18 to 49 was a 0.28.
That's not good.
It's not great. Not great for Dynamite. It's pretty good for NXT. That's really good for NXT.
I don't get. You know what? AEW shot themselves in the foot. So AEW came out of the gate strong this year. We've said this multiple times. They were on fire from January till about March.
Yes.
Dave Meltzer even said it. This storyline that's going on with the Elite right now, if they did this 2 years ago, it would have been the hottest thing in wrestling. Mm-hmm. They're doing it at a time when their numbers are already down. Not a lot of eyes are seeing it. It might be one of the best stories in wrestling right now, this whole Elite angle. One of the, but one of the.
No, I'm just trying to think of other stories that come to mind.
There's not a lot right now that rival what the Elite are doing. Nope. But AEW's on a downturn right now, and it's getting missed by a lot of people. They also didn't help themselves by fueling that stupid fucking CM Punk footage shit. MJF coming back, he should be a needle turner, but that didn't help them a whole lot. NXT almost beat them this week.
More viewers than last week, but not, and they were up they were up in that rating. But
their
not
biggest
crazy.
show of the year still to this day is that CM Punk footage.
Yep. Truly, it really is. Showing that he is still the draw.
But don't get us wrong, numbers
don't always
to
matter.
a certain extent.
It's I think
AEW, mind you, that's not true because we've been talking actually that they're not on fire right now. They only got one thing going for them right now, and that's the Elite shit. But their other stuff is questionable, and I think that's what's hurting them.
MJF's back too.
But MJF's awesome.
That's that.
But you can have all the talent in the world and these guys that are amazing. If the booking sucks, the booking sucks.
Mm-hmm. That's right. I agree. And it's just like Dave Meltzer's ratings. We're basing it on, I mean,
they don't.
How important is it really? Yeah, so my light's dead. We're just gonna charge it for next time. Whatever.
You look gorgeous.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Let's start with NXT then. The TNA Knockouts World Champion Jordynne Grace makes her NXT television match debut against Stevie Turner. Longer match than I expected, but a dominating win for Jordynne Grace. Of course, hits her with the Juggernaut driver. Pick up the win. Stands face-to-face with Roxanne, who was on commentary. Jordynne Grace goes for a power slam. Roxanne gets out of the way. What'd you think of Jordynne Grace?
Everything as advertised. She's phenomenal.
Yeah.
She has it all. She has it all.
Mm-hmm.
She is in peak physical condition. Peak. She looks fucking amazing. She's a very beautiful woman. She has the in-ring skills. She can talk on the mic. She has it all. She has all baseball term. She has all 5 tools. She's all there. She's a superstar. She belongs in the spotlight of the WWE.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, put my hair the wrong way. Anyway, I totally just forgot about the open of the show was just showing earlier in the day footage with Ethan Page showing up to talk to Ava.
Making him a big deal. I love it.
Yep.
They're making him a big deal. This is how you introduce somebody new. Will Ospreay, Okada, they came in. They were overshadowed by Mercedes Moné. They all came kind of around the same time. Did they make Okada and Will Ospreay feel like a big deal when they showed up? Like a big fucking deal?
I think they expected everyone to know they were a big deal, but not the average North American audience.
Not the casual. Not the casual fan is going to know.
We knew like holy shit. Yeah. But yeah, not
big. But the casual fan, and that's where the WWE knows how to do stuff. They're like, the casual fan also needs to understand why this is an important fucking thing.
Mm-hmm. And they're doing that greatly. Lash Legend meeting with Trick Williams. Williams looking for Ethan Page. Lash says that whatever they have is over. She got focused on herself, where Trick says, do it. Focus on winning the NXT North American title. Go for it. And that moves from there. Sean Spears is shown meeting with Uriah Connors, Javon Evans, and 3 other performance-centered recruits, and is interrupted.
Man, are they ever giving a push to Javon right now, eh?
Yeah, I honestly didn't think he made sense to be in this until we get later in the show.
But they're pushing the shit out of him.
He's talented, man. He's talented. I've said it. I've hyped it. You know this. He's still green. He's still green. Don't get me wrong, but it's there. You see it. He had a tweet. I don't know if you saw this. Randy Orton said he doesn't think anyone will ever beat his record for being the youngest WWE world title holder. I don't think anybody will beat that age. And Javon Evans tweeted and said, much respect. He said, but I have the confidence in the world in myself, and I hope to break that. And people were ripping him apart for saying that.
That's what the WWE wants. That's what they want. Mm-hmm. So we've said this in the past. You hear,
and he's got like three or 4 years till he gets to that age. Anything's possible.
Adam Pearce's post a couple months back. I said it. The only people stopping you from getting to the top of the wrestling industry is yourself. If you want to be that guy, if you want to be the number one guy, go out and prove it. You make yourself that guy, and you will be the number one guy.
It's simple as that.
Javon has the attitude. He has the skill.
Mm-hmm.
He needs a bit more work on the mic, but that's what developmental is for.
Even Trick Williams needs a little bit more work on the mic.
He's got it.
I mean,
he's got
that's what you said. Yeah,
he's got it.
But yeah, there was the meeting. Sean Spears just kind of talking up these prospects per se. Josh Briggs interrupts them and confronts Spears for calling him a lost soul. Spears was only looking for someone who can manipulate him. Blah blah. They go back and forth. Javon Evans splits up the argument between Sean Spears and Josh Briggs. Hi guys. Booker T is hosting in the ring the NXT Women's North American Championship tournament. Kind of final little hype thing here. Mi Chen, Jada Parker, Kalani Jordan, Lash Legend, Fallon Henley, and Sol Ruka are in the ring. And they just, the women bicker back and forth. Out of all of the people that talked, who do you think was the best on the mic in this? If you can pick one, who had the most compelling, convincing statements? Because I got mine. And I think it was Jada Parker.
I was leaning between Jada and maybe Lash. I'm going to lean towards Lash.
But both of them, that's a fair answer. Both of them are very convincing on the mic in what they say. Like Sol Ruka's was like, I'm coming, simple baby face promo. Whereas Jada and Lash were direct and you could feel what they were saying. Mia Chen was fine, but she's just chilling. Mia Chen's just chilling.
You always do that. It's kind of funny. I laugh every time in my head, and I'm just going to point it out. But you always want to say Mia Yim, but then you like Mia Yin.
Yeah. Mia Chen. Can we call? Is it Mia? Is Mia Yim fine? Can I say that?
100%. It was a Vince thing. Vince had something against people with 2 names.
That's
so
true.
He always wanted to short their shit down, so she became Mishin. She was Mia Yim before, I believe. Is that actually her name? I'm pretty sure that's her name. Yeah, Vince always wanted. Vince had a thing. He hated people with 2 names unless you were the top person. But even then, And then also he hated people that used their own names because he couldn't own the rights to it.
Yep. All these conversations led to, of course, a brawl. Everything breaks down. Robert Stone, on behalf of Ava, it seems that he's getting almost an assistant to the GM role now, announces that they would have a trios tag match tonight. We get Charlie Dempsey looking at himself in the mirror, basically doing his best Tony D'Angelo or taxi driver impression, per se. You talking to me? Are you talking to me? It was really weird. It's like Charlie Dempsey's kind of went off the rails here after losing the Heritage Cup, and he's trying to find some sense. He's trying to make the No Quarter Catch Crew something like the family. So we will see about that. Up next, Jasmine Nix taking on Thea Hale. Accompanying Thea Hale to the ring was Ridge Holland and Andre Chase, not Riley Osborne or Duke Hudson, because they stayed in the back because there's still the beef with Ridge Holland here. What you got? Were you gonna say something?
No, sorry. It's Damon Kemp,
Miles Bourne and Charlie Dempsey.
Miles Bourne. So sorry, I was listening to him. I was trying to find his name, and I'm like, I can't. What's his fucking name? Miles Bourne. When he came up was Charlie Dempsey was like, have you been listening this whole time? And Miles Bourne was like, the best I could.
Yeah,
because he has hearing impairment. Yep. I thought it was hilarious, but I was just looking, what the fuck's his name again? So that's why I spaced out. But yeah, I just thought he's like the best I could.
So yeah, as I was talking about the Thea Hale, Jasmine Nix, no Riley Osborne or Duke Hudson coming out to the ring with Thea, just Ridge Holland and Andre
what the
Chase.
Fuck are they doing there, man?
They just don't like Ridge Holland. They're against Ridge Holland, and it seems like Andre.
Are they angling to break up Chase U here? Like, what's going on?
I don't know. We're going to have to watch NXT and find out. I'm very intrigued to see what's happening. I hope they don't break up Chase U. I think we're going to get a tag match. Andre Chase and Ridge Holland versus Riley Osborne and Duke Hudson. I think that's happening.
The custody of Thea Hale match.
No. Thea's stuck in the middle, and she's really upset now because she took the loss to Jasmine Nix here via Pele kick. I want to say both of these women are really good in the ring.
Every time I see a Thea, her style is just full throttle.
I think
go.
We watched Jasmine Nix's first match and we were like, "Ooh, I don't know," but she pulled off that Pele kick in that match. We were like, "Oh, that was good."
She has a pretty fucking Pele kick.
And she's just getting better and better. So she looked really good in this match. Booker T about fell out of his chair when she made her entrance, as did I. But there was that. We'll see what happens with Thea and I think didn't Riley and Duke come out over the barricade in the middle of the match to kind of distracted Thea, which led to the loss as well. So we'll see what happens with Chase U. Chase U is in shambles right now. Will Andre Chase be able to get them back together? We will see. Tune in every Tuesday on USA Network in America for NXT.
Sportsnet in Canada.
Yeah, Sportsnet in Canada.
I got anything now? Does the new computer got anything?
No. Ethan Page is shown getting out of Ava's office and told Ava he liked her contract offer, but there was one more demand, and he was making sure he would get it tonight. He leaves. Robert Stone appears and was told by Ava that Page was just a nightmare to deal with, just building up who Ethan Page is and what kind of character we are getting with all ego Ethan Page. It's in the name. Carl Anderson and
that's so good because that is so a fucking jab at All Elite.
Mm-hmm. That was his name.
So a jab at All Elite.
Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows are shown earlier in the night as they beat down Axiom and Nathan Frazier in a merchandise car before they were pulled apart. Sean Spears set to have a match with Josh Briggs, but he attacks Josh Briggs backstage. Then Javon Evans appears and he beats down Sean Spears.
Like I said, giving him the fucking push of the life for this kid.
Sean Evans hit a backdrop on Spears onto the broadcast table, followed by hitting the Oz Cutter in the ring. Javon Evans, like you said, you can push. What?
The Oz Cutter?
That's what I'm reading off of Fightful.
Yeah, you're reading it off an AEW Mark site. That's the Javon Cutter, okay?
I don't even think it has a name.
Probably not, but it's not the Oz Cutter. The Oz Cutter is simply Osprey's cutter. You know this.
I know. The Cody Cutter.
The Soul Snatcher.
No, he didn't do no flip. He ain't do no flip. We have the NXT Heritage Cup match. This match I didn't like. Tony D'Angelo versus Damon Kemp. This is probably my least favorite match of the night. Tony D is going to retain the Heritage Cup by winning in round 4, 2-0 on the falls. Anything to add with this match?
I thought... No, I don't. It's the right call. Damon Kemp. Damon Kemp. No. 2 out of... I forget what the no quarter catch cruise cause fucking shit is all the time. Heritage Cup rules, whatever.
The rules are different.
2 out of 3 falls, 6 2-minute rounds.
The catch clause is anybody in your faction can defend the cup.
But the Heritage Cup rules is, anyways, nonetheless, 2 out of 3 falls. Tony Angelo beats Damon clean, clean, which is not surprising. Damon's not that guy.
No. Backstage, Kelly Kincaid talking to Ava. She reveals that Ethan Page wants to sign his contract in front of the crowd. Trick Williams interrupts and said he'll be there. And then
how good is this? They're just making Ethan Page look top dog right off the hop.
Trick basically saying make him sign that contract. Jordan Grace is shown backstage where she runs into Mia Yim and Sol Ruka. Then Jada Parker shows up and says stop kissing each other's asses. Ariana Grace shows up and says, we have the same last name, blah, blah, blah. And Jordan kind of blows her off, and Ariana's insulted. And then Tatum Paxley is doing her little Tatum thing.
Man, how good is Tatum?
Yeah. And kind of wants to touch the TNA Knockouts Women's World Championship, which made me think when we watched TNA tonight that maybe Tatum was going to have an appearance. I don't know.
It's important to me, too.
Yeah. And this is one of the rules.
She's good.
The third rule on Sam Roberts' podcast where he says everything counts.
Everything does count.
And we will see what that leads to. I did want to mention after this, let's see if I can find her Twitter real quick. Jordan Grace said after, where is it? She said her first thing after her TNA, after she wins the TNA, I remember it off the top of my head. After she wins the TNA, she wins the NXT Women's Championship. Her first title defense is going to be against Ariana Grace, and the winner gets to keep the last name. That's what Jordan Grace said on Twitter.
See what I mean? Jordan has it all. She has it all because that's good. That's funny.
Up next, Natalya gets a win over Izzy Dame in your least favorite way, a roll-up.
We're going to get to Dynamite here shortly, and I'm going to tear it. But
yeah,
Izzy Dame still sucks.
She's not good. She's not great.
If Natalya lost this match, I would have proved my point to you even more so.
100%. I don't know. She can only win in NXT apparently, because she's been getting her wins in NXT.
I mean, really, I don't understand. Is this the change that Natalya was talking about?
Maybe, or maybe the changes
beating up on shitty NXT talent.
What if Natalya does answer the open challenge, but she wins the TNA Knockouts champion, and the change Natalya wanted was a different brand, and she's on TNA, and Jordan Grace comes to NXT?
There you go. That I'm with. That makes sense to me.
Yeah. Gallus is in the ring after they attack Tyreek Igwe and Tyson DuPont during the commercial break. Igwe basically saying everyone in NXT was a bunch of influencers wanting to wrestle, blah, blah, blah. That they would be walking out with the NXT North American Championship. Obafemi interrupts. Wesley interrupts. Gallus attacks Obafemi. And then Wesley tries to help and they beat him down too. Just standing strong. Gallus leading into Battleground. It's very interesting.
Which is why I said on our prediction show there, I think Joe Coffey takes the title here.
I picked Wesley just because I'm a big Wesley fan, and I think maybe he deserves it. But you're not wrong. Gallus anything goes at these in these matches. So we'll see. We get a vignette of Wendy Chu. She's washing her face, and then she looks up, and the screen broke. The mirror broke. She's coming back to NXT next week. So we're not getting
Thank God this isn't AEW, because if it was, Wendy Chu wouldn't be coming back till next year. We just get 37.
Can I play devil's?
What do you got?
You want to play devil's advocate? Really? You sure?
No.
And I love every second.
Why are you wording it that way?
I love every second of what I'm about to say, but I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Where the fuck is Uncle Howdy at?
Hey, so their shit is way more entertaining than what the devil.
That's why I said I love every second of it. But good God,
in itself, the promos that are going on with this Uncle Howdy shit might be more entertaining what we get in the end. I doubt it. I'm just saying that. But
by the way,
the Uncle Howdy stuff, when that finally comes to fruition, it's going to be good. When the devil shit finally came to fruition, it was dead in the water.
June 17th.
It's happening.
June 17th is when it's happening.
Yeah.
There was the date. It was combined numbers at the end.
You can't even fucking compare the two. What the fuck are you talking about?
But you wanted to sit there and say we're just waiting forever for something to happen. Well, we're still fucking waiting forever for something to happen with Uncle Howdy, aren't we?
No.
I'm not saying
it happens every fucking
I'm not
week
saying
with Uncle
it's
Howdy.
bad. I love every second of it. But you can't sit here and criticize the AEW for dragging something out, which I agree they dragged it out too long. But we're dragging the Uncle Howdy thing out too.
Are we dragging it out too long though? Or is the anticipation of the reveal going to be so fucking good? The videos are only getting more and more crazy as they go along.
Well, June 17th.
It's not the same thing. Don't even fucking
it's
put those
not
two
the
things
same
in the
thing.
same category.
It's not the same thing. I didn't say it was the same thing, but the vignettes in the build. I'm not trying to say it's the same thing.
Don't come at me with
pissed me off tonight. You know that.
Don't come at me with that.
I can't play devil's advocate. I can't.
No,
I can't have that. I can't go against you and your just criticism daily of AEW for no reason.
For no reason. Oh, okay. Wait till we get to Dynamite and then tell me what my criticism is wrong about.
There's nothing wrong with AEW putting the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship in the main event or the opening of the match. I can't even say that.
Nothing at all.
I can't even do that with a straight face, man. We get Lexus King backstage talking to Kelly Kincaid. He fights with Dante Chen again. I guess we're getting another match between Lexus King and Dante Chen. Good for Dante Chen.
I'm all for it. Dante's put in the work, and now he's getting to reap the benefits of it. I'm sorry, I'm shaking like a motherfucker, but I'm moving some shit around. So,
let's get to this tag team trios match. The teams were interesting. It was Sol Ruka, Mia Yim, and Jada Parker teaming to take on Fallon Henley, Kalani Jordan, and Lash Legend.
It's not so much the teams were fucking weird. It's how they set it up in the ring. And then
it's not. It wasn't wrong. I totally disagree with you. I'm not
saying it was wrong. I'm just saying how they set it up in the ring. The three were standing in the ring, the three on the floor.
I agree. Yeah, because the baby faces stood tall at the end of that, right? That's fine. But they did the match setup in order to make it interesting. I think they mentioned it during the NXT. I think they did. I may be wrong, but I think they said we're shaking things up a little bit. That's why the teams were set up like this. Because we both said the same thing when the graphic popped up, and we're like, I think that graphic's wrong. Like, why is Kalani with Fallon and Jay and Lash? That made no sense. But it made sense when you watch the match, because eventually 100%. The heels turned on the baby faces, led to All Chaos, and then the finish was Sol Ruka hitting Lash Legend after she hit that beautiful Soul Snatcher on her. People are like, damn, the Soul Snatcher is basically like the RKO, because she'll hit that thing out of nowhere.
Yeah, but it looks way better than the RKO. What? Am I wrong?
No, it totally does. It totally does.
Are you going to play devil's advocate and say that Randy's RKO looks better than the Soul Snatcher?
No, it doesn't. It truly doesn't. Stevie Turner's back. Oh, sorry. JC Jane made her return to TV. She watched the match with Jasmine Nix. She had a mask on. Stevie Turner was pissed off that she felt like facing Jordynne Grace was not fair. I think Stevie, that a lot of women feel that way. But Ava basically ignores her and walks away. We get an Eddie Thorpe.
I gotta say, at that little point there, I fell in love with Stevie Turner. She's actually, I'm like, oh fuck, I kind of like her. So I don't know. She's cute. I like her.
Let's weird. Talk about the finish. The show here. It was the contract signing for Ethan Page. Ava invites him out, and I was very happy. They didn't have any music for Ethan.
Whoa, back up. Did you mention the spot from Jada Parker in that match?
Where she gets her butt smacked?
No. Well, that was pretty.
There's if you look in the background of that, there's a fan. There's
a dude that passes out.
He's like watching Jada. He's like, and then she gets smacked, and he goes, "Oh."
Yeah, he passes out.
Oh, what spot are you talking about with Jada?
No. When she does the Stun Dog Millionaire.
Was that Jada?
That was Jada.
Or was that Kalani?
Oh no, Jada got Stun Dog Millionaire. That's right.
There you go.
Yeah, Kalani did that on her. Yeah, that's right.
It was because we were like
so good.
Yeah, Kalani, she's
fantastic. I knew Parker was involved with it. I was like reading. I was like, okay, yeah, that's right. That was fucking cool because I pointed out. I'm like, holy shit, she pulled a little Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, Stun Dog Millionaire. So Ethan Page shows up. He does not have music. He just walks down the ramp, which I loved.
You pointed out. Yeah, you pointed out.
I love that.
And I agree.
And they just go back and forth. He said he was tired of waiting for opportunities, and now he was here to take them. He said he could have sat around for 2 years and collected a check. Slight shot at AEW there.
Well, he could have,
but he
asked
didn't.
to be released from his contract.
Mm-hmm. And said he would become the face of NXT. Trick Williams interrupts, declared that this was his house. He would not let anyone walk in and take anyone's opportunity. But then
whose house?
Ethan Page proved that how good he is on the mic in this moment, wherein we learned how much work, not much work, but how much more work Trick Williams does need on the mic. Because Ethan Page just destroyed.
Ethan Page was on the main roster of a major brand.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But this was like you kept saying, building up to showing how Ethan Page, and then Ethan Page just knocked it out of the park to prove all that build.
So good.
And him saying, putting over Trick about his issues with Mello and being not in the spotlight and taking that spotlight, and Ethan Page saying basically he was pushed off to the side. He wasn't in the spotlight. This was more of AEW. And he said, I'm here to take that spotlight from you. And Trick was like, he signed the contract, Ethan Page, and Ava wouldn't sign it because of the demands. And Trick said, sign the contract, Ava. And she's like, you don't want me to because of these demands. And the demands were that his first match was for the NXT title at Battleground, and the other one was to end the Whoop That era. Basically hand in hand, right? William said
an era, bro?
No. Basically, and then Trick said he's down and said that he would whoop that Trick. Ava signed, and we end the show with Ethan Page and Trick Williams staring each other down, and we will get Ethan Page versus Trick Williams at NXT Battleground. And we had this conversation in our predictions. Is this the main event, or should Jordynne Grace and Roxanne be the main event? Or does it matter what order, but one has to be first and one has to be?
I guess I'm going to sound like a hypocrite if I say Jordynne Grace is the main event, right? Because it's not your title is on the main event, but it's also another company's title as well. But it's not on the.
It's not for
the Jordynne Grace is the main event. She's the bigger star here.
No, I agree. But I also said, is there anything wrong with that match opening the show, though?
No.
So
what I'm closing, you just don't put either of those matches in the middle,
back to back. I agree. So there's that. This is another really good NXT. I mean, they're on fire. They're knocking it out the park. And
we haven't watched. I can't think of a bad NXT in a while.
It's. I'm trying to dig in my brain, and I got nothing.
Like normally for a go home show, they fall a little flat. It's pretty standard. You don't want to blow your load before the big show, right?
Right.
So, they usually fall a little flat. This one didn't. This had a lot of good action in it, a lot of storylines pushed along, a lot of setup for the pay-per-view. It's good shit. They're just on fire. Chef Michaels, he's cooking.
Yeah. Did you see the picture of
yeah, I saw
that I think Jordan Grace gave him that that hat or something, and that was he made that his profile picture on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. So there's that. That's AEW. We got NXT or AEW. We're getting to AEW. That's the NXT episode, NXT Battleground Sunday. The Apex, UFC Apex. We will watch that and we will have the reactions to it. We might be able to utilize this here StreamYard. We might record. Record while we watch. Get some reactions. What do you think?
What?
We'll record watching AEW. We'll record watching Battleground.
Well, I mean, I thought we were going to start doing that, then you haven't been doing that.
No, I haven't because I was worried that it was messing up the video processing when you were watching it. But I think we fixed all that literally in the past 2 days.
Good point. It was mostly you can go ahead and say it was mostly on my end because I was being a cheap ass and didn't want to get a new computer.
I would never actually say that, and I never did say that. You can blame me for you going and spending the money. That's fine.
No. Well, I am blaming you. Actually.
Whatever makes you.
No, it's a good thing because better. Honestly, I don't know how to we're doing this for fun. Obviously, we're not making any money off of this. But that being said, we want
it to look good and sound good. You never know. Anything's possible.
We update our process, but we want to put out a better show. I had a lot of swap over, but I'm going to start really banding out some shit for us here. And honestly, we just want to put on a good show and talk about shit and yell at each other apparently a lot today. But that's far from over, I'm sure, in a few minutes here. But
I think we'll be all right. I think we're going to agree on a lot of things here.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah. But anyways, nonetheless, we're doing this to put out a better product for you guys. And honestly, we're just having a lot of fun doing it. So
let's do it. Let's talk about AEW Dynamite from June 5th. They kicked off the show with the return of MJF to Dynamite. This was MJF being MJF. I mean, what other ways to say it? He is so good on the mic. He is fantastic. He ran through the list, man. He talked shit about
called everybody out.
Okada, Ospreay, Swerve, everybody. And then he's interrupted by Roosh.
Who?
If you mess with the boo, you get the horns. That's basically all I learned from that. They have a little confrontation. They go at it. Security splits them up. I think this is just the first match. Maybe if MJF has any rust, he's going to get rid of it against Roosh. Sure, we'll go with that, right?
So, you glazed over this.
Really well, I knew you were going to kind of go into what he was talking about, so I was going to let you do that.
All right, cool. Because I'm like, wow, he's really just missing all this great shit from MJF. This is so fucking good. He comes out, he's like, my eyes look a little glazed over in red, but that's because we're in Colorado, baby. And it's just like, okay, well, off to a banner start right there, buddy. But the big thing is here, he went through the list of guys, and then he got to Will Ospreay, calling himself the best in the world. You're the best in the world. Then he listed off everybody who's the best in the world. You're not Chris Jericho. You're not Cody Rhodes. And he goes through everybody. I don't have the full list here, but he goes, guess who beat all those guys? I did. Maxwell, Jacob Friedman, MJF did. The guy is gold. He is fucking gold. And he's not wrong. He has beat all those guys. And all those guys he listed in their own right are legends. They're top dogs. He's not wrong. And what has Will Ospreay done? Beat Okada 4 times? Big fucking deal. I'm kidding. Calm down. Settle. Sit. Easy. I'm joking. Okada's amazing. Ospreay is the best in the world. I do agree with that 100%. But MJF's not wrong in what he has to say either, because MJF and Matt, MJF versus Ospreay, when that match happens, it's gonna be good. Don't say it's not gonna be good.
I wasn't. I was not
okay,
saying.
The look on your face was like, I don't know.
It was more of a.
Finished watching that 60-minute Iron Man match where MJF fucking
proved a lot. That if you haven't seen that match, go watch it, because that will prove. If you have any doubts about MJF's ability to go in the ring, it's all shown in this 60-minute Iron match with Bryan Danielson. Yeah. So Roosh interrupting him. They go at it. Physical confrontation. Security has to split them up. We've heard nothing else regarding those two since this episode, which is shocking. It's very shocking.
There would have been a match usually promoted the second the confrontation ended.
Yep, I agree, but they didn't. So
this just made next week on Dynamite.
You always get Tony Schiavone. Hey guys, I'm hearing from Tony Khan. So and so is facing so and so.
Well, you pay attention to the match. You're always on there talking to that Tony Khan. Their fucking feuds on the mic are always so good, because you're wondering if they're just fucking shooting. They're shooting half the time, I think, when they're getting mad at each other.
They're just having fun.
I think so.
The first match of the night was a fatal four-way match.
You got off that Roosh guy. Roosh.
To determine the AEW International Championship #1 contender, Ray Phoenix taking on Orange Cassidy, Jay Lethal, and Kyle O'Reilly. Ray Phoenix is going to pick up the win here. This is a good match. All these guys are really good at what they do. There was some really cool moments of bang, bang, hitting back and forth, and then it finished with Kyle O'Reilly and Ray Phoenix kicking each other in the head. Crowd lost their shit, chanting, "This is awesome." What'd you think of the match?
Match was good. It's
And did you like Ray Phoenix being the winner?
Yes, 100%. Ray Phoenix versus Ospreay is going to be
Dynamite. Next Dynamite. Fucking
wicked. These four guys, I mean, Lethal's a legend in his own right. Kyle O'Reilly, amazing technical wrestler. I hate that term, but he is an amazing technical wrestler. Ray Phoenix is Ray Phoenix. Just, you want to go back to, I'll say this and I'll still say it to this day. My favorite all-time AEW match is the Lucha Bros versus the Young Bucks in the cage.
Breaking news, guys. I'm hearing from backstage, Tony Khan has announced on AEW Collision, for the first time ever, Orange Cassidy will be taking on Kyle O'Reilly this Saturday night on AEW Collision.
Shut up, Schiavone.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking MJF and Adam Cole.
Yeah.
I miss Adam Cole.
We need Adam Cole back. They're starting to get their guys back, but they need these guys to be that show. If you actually look, they were so hot, and then they've slowed down last year. You look at what's been missing, right? So it kind of tells you who does run that show or that company. Really, honestly, you need those guys. Anyways, this match, good match, chaos between four guys. Nothing better. It was a quick match, 8 minutes. I didn't like the roll up finish, but in a 4-way, it kind of makes sense, because sometimes you need that quick pin before somebody can break it up, right? So I wasn't overly upset about it, but I was like, wow, this is really a WWE show so far, because
you kept saying this throughout the whole show.
We had a banner opener promo from your top guy, typical WWE shit, and then you had a roll-up finish in your first match. I mean, am I wrong?
That's a simple WWE random Monday Night Raw right there. Let's talk about what happened after the match. Trent Beretta shows up to attack Orange Cassidy with a chair. Orange Cassidy gets a chain. They go for fight, but Chris Statlander, of all people, shows up. Not really of all people. She's friends with Trent. And tries to stop Cassidy, asking him nicely, and then she just fucking rocks him, knocking Orange Cassidy down. Willow Nightingale returns and chases her off, leading to backstage where Willow's talking to Renee about wanting to get revenge on Chris Statlander and get even with Mercedes. And Orange Cassidy walks by and gives her a little Cassidy fit.
It's the sloth. It's the sloth bump.
A little sloth bump.
You know what's going to happen here? We're going to get a mixed tag team.
Oh, yeah, that's happening. that's happening. Which cool. Should be a good match, I think. All four of them.
I said it last week. Yeah, I think it was last week. This feud should have been over. They're going to drag it out too long between Orange and Trent. But I'm here for it because they put on banner matches. But it's a feud that should be over, really.
Kind of getting
Orange has beat him clean twice. You don't need. How does that not end a feud? But they're keeping it fresh, bringing in Willow and Chris into it. So
yep. Up next was a Forbidden Door 2024 TNT ladder match qualifier. Winner will go to that ladder match at Forbidden Door to compete for the vacant TNT title. Mark Briscoe taking on Brian Cage, and your Ring of Honor World Champion Mark Briscoe gets the win over Brian Cage. I don't have much to add to this match. I really wasn't paying much attention up, I'll be honest with you. Were you?
Brian Cage takes a lot of losses lately.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Like a lot.
That's his job.
Yeah, but why? He's looks
massive.
Like he should kill everybody.
That's fair. Jack Perry was watching this match and he cuts promo on and basically says he's going to be the next TNT champion. Believable? Probably. I think Jack Perry will probably be the TNT champion.
We already talked about this. We recently talked. This is going to be the Elite holding everything.
Yeah, they should hold all the gold just to further that story. Samoa Joe and Hook are talking with Renee Paquette, and they're interrupted by the Premier Athletes, Tony Nese, Ari Daivari, and Mark Sterling. They grab Hook's chips out of his hand, and then they go to start a fight, but Samoa Joe stops him and says, see, people like this are going to go at us when they know security's all around. We'll handle it on our own time. Do you like Samoa Joe being the mentor to Hook?
Yes. I do.
Why am I shocked you said yes?
I've become so I said it back at World's End.
Okay.
Samoa Joe doesn't strike me as a guy that can hold the title. He proved me wrong.
Proved you wrong, yeah.
Proved me wrong. He held the title. He did it with extreme look good every time he held the title. He made it believable. He made it seem like he is that guy. Swerve came along, won it. He deserved it. Joe is the kind of guy that Hook needs. If Hook can become legitimately a tough guy, like Samoa Joe is, then maybe I'd buy his gimmick better. But right now, if it's just suplexes all the time, I'm never going to buy it. But if he can learn from Joe and get some, I'm here for it. I like it. I think it is the right choice. I think Joe could bring out that extra bit in Hook.
Let's run through all of this at once. The learning tree with Chris.
Thank God, because you skipped over the first part. I was like, dude, the learning tree. You skipped over. It's like it started the show with the driver and the fucking cameraman.
Yeah, I know. I just want to run through it all once. They show up with the driver where Chris Jericho takes the camera from the cameraman and shows him how to use it. I've been in the business for 3 decades. I know my way around a camera. Look, you got to get everybody in the shot. Follow us, cameraman. And I can't even. It's the greatest thing. They go around backstage.
Well, the driver, the first part with the driver, it's like,
oh yeah,
as a license holder for 35 years, you should remember that you got to come to a full stop at all signs.
All right, have a good day. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
We have them where he runs into Daddy Magic and Angelo Parker, where basically says, "You're having better lives now that you've gotten the rub of the Jericho Vortex." Get them in catering.
The best part of the one with Daddy Magic and Angelo was when
oh god, yes,
Keith Lee, not Keith Lee,
Keith Lee,
Keith Lee,
the bounty hunter Brian Keith, where Brian Angelo's Keith, got a baby on the way.
Going, and your baby better respect Chris Jericho.
Teach that baby to respect Chris Jericho. They go to catering where Chris Jericho teaches the guy how to scoop chicken and dumplings properly. And if you watch when he scoops it, a piece of chicken doesn't even go in the bowl. It just falls out. And then they're backstage with Private Party. And he says, guys, you should be the public party and let everybody in. And I think we're getting Private Party versus the Learning Tree.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night. This is incredible. It's incredible.
So
the fact that it's working.
And it's working. And now you're starting to see it online. Everybody's like going, this is the best shit ever. Me and Kurt, we've been saying this for the last month when it started. This is the best shit in the world.
As soon as
everybody's starting to get on board after a month of it. We saw it right away.
Hey, we were there first. The proof's there. The proof is there. I love it. I love every second.
Right off the hop, we're like, this is. You said it. You specifically said this motherfucker is going to find some way to get this over,
and he did, and I love it. Let's keep moving. The Acclaimed, they came out for their match and get shut down by the Young Bucks, who decided that their segment's cut because they disrespected them last week. Nothing really much with that. That was just building whatever the Acclaim's got. There is a good part with the Acclaim and the Young Bucks later. We'll get to that in a second. Swerve Strickland and Prince Nana talking to Renee Paquette, where Swerve has an envelope for Will Ospreay to sign the contract for Forbidden Door, and he kind of takes a little shot at MJF for name dropping him. And there's still that animosity between Swerve and MJF before MJF took his break, sabbatical, whatever, to heal up. What we get?
The wildest thing about this promo was Swerve, and he's not wrong. He's proud of Team AEW, but the next time you have a Team AEW, make sure you include the world champion. Yeah. And then you said, well, he had a title match that night. It's like, well, then you don't have that title match, and you put him in this match.
He didn't need the match with Christian Cage. You could have had the AEW World. Should have had the AEW World Champion in that match.
On Team AEW. He's your boy. This goes back to us saying, like, he's not in the main event. Actually, but anyways, he's not in the main event. He doesn't open the show. The IWGP gets more airtime than he does. Mm-hmm.
So speaking of IWGP, the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Bryan Danielson, and a returning Wheeler Yuta take on Team CMLL. This match was won by the Blackpool Combat Club, of course, giving Wheeler Yuta the pin. This was just all the guys did their thing. What you got?
Oh, I totally forgot that this happened, but oh, sorry. So when Rugido, Magnus, Volador Jr. and S. Figne come out and they're in there, and Excalibur says that Magnus is the one with his back to the camera. The only problem was all four of them had their back to the camera.
I didn't even pay attention. I hear that. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about the CMLL guys. They really don't.
Fucking talking about commentary. Remember when their fucking cue card came up on the screen?
Yeah, that happened. That was crazy. To hype up Woo Energy, and it just popped up on the screen. They're whatever.
Hey, it was their Uncle Howdy QR code.
But yeah, Wheeler Yuta's back.
Yes.
There you go. He gets the pinfall win for the Blackpool Combat Club. This was the segment I wanted to get to. The Acclaimed and Billy Gunn, they confront the Young Bucks over what happened earlier. Basically call them assholes. It was really good, where the Young Bucks are hidden, of course, in the back behind there. And I pointed this out when the MJF Roosh segment happened, that there's AEW security and then there's elite security, which is really cool. And the elite security was protecting the Young Bucks from the Acclaimed. You liked that segment?
Oh, it's so fucking good with they're going, good job, guys, or good job, jackasses.
Yeah.
Fucking good job on doing a great show, guys. So fucking good. It's one of those things where a work is kind of turning into a shoot, maybe, because there has been rumblings that, you know, the talent backstage isn't happy with how things are all the time in AEW, and there's a lot of shit being said. It's all rumor and innuendo, but it sometimes makes you wonder when you see these things, is this a work that's turning into a shoot, or is it a shoot that's turning into work? Nonetheless, I thought it was good. The way the delivery was perfect. It's like, great job, guys, running the show. Good job, jackasses. And then
walked away.
Good. I laughed. I thought that was so good.
We hit a commercial break, and then we come back to the Bucks, talking to the patriarchy with Christian Cage, Christian basically saying, give me another chance at the World Championship. The Young Bucks saying, we'll try, but we don't have as much pull as we did when we gave you the first one. They'll see what they can do as long as Christian and the patriarchy continue doing their bidding. So there's the little partnership between the Elite and the Patriarchy with Christian Cage, who, as I think have both talked about, maybe we haven't mentioned it on the show, maybe we have. Christian Cage is still doing the best work of his career right now.
Christian Cage is I actually just recently listened to Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard, Christian Cage episode, and his career, man, the dude has massively applauded for how he might be hands down one of the best workers in the history of the business.
Mm-hmm.
And how he is naturally just so good at being a heel. So fucking good. Christian Cage is a Hall of Famer. He is 100%. He's a WWE Hall of Famer. He's an AEW Hall of Famer. Do they even have a Hall of Fame yet?
I think AEW? Tony Khan has him. I think somebody asked Tony Khan that, and he said, "I think we should have a Hall of Fame."
100%, they should. They got guys that made a huge I mean, you could name all the guys that belong in it right off the hop. It's the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, John Moxley, all the originals that were there. Really, the guys that started Cody Rhodes.
I think Sting.
But anyways, nonetheless, Sting. Yeah. Undefeated in AEW.
Christian for sure.
But nonetheless,
Darby, MJF, yeah, for sure.
Nonetheless, they should definitely have a Hall of Fame at some point.
Let's breeze through this match. I didn't like it. I hated the finish. Saraya gets the win over Mariah May. I thought that was the wrong choice. This was weird
that they had this match because I could have sworn I read something earlier this week that Saraya and Mariah May had a match taped at Collision, and then it didn't get put on air. So then when I saw this match, I'm like, wait a second, I got to actually look that up. But anyways, unless Saraya apparently was pissed off about something on Twitter saying that she had a match that wasn't shown, that was taped but wasn't shown against Mariah May.
Well, I didn't like the fact that she got the win over Mariah May, if I'm being honest with you. I think Mariah May
you're Mariah May mark.
I mean, sure, you can say that, but I'm more so Mariah May's been on a good run, and we're just taking with the loss with Saraya, who's barely had a match. Hasn't even had a match. It's just, I don't know. I love Paige Saraya. I love her. But I didn't think that she was the right choice. But Saraya and Harley Cameron attack Mariah May and Toni Storm after the match, with Mina Sakura coming to make the save. We get some tension between her and Storm until Mariah May comes in between them and just grabs them both and pulls them towards her and is caressed by their bosoms. We also, and as we know, Mina Sakura will be taking on Toni Storm at Forbidden Door. What did you think of the finish there? That finish of that segment?
I loved it, but it's what the fuck are we doing? Seriously, what the fuck is going on?
I loved it too. Bryan Danielson declares that he will be in the Owen Hart tournament, and because he wants to challenge for the AEW World Championship at Wembley Stadium, because this could be his final chance, as this is his final full-time year as a professional wrestler.
Man, this little Bryan Danielson promo got me fired up. It's just like
little emotional, but then it was. Yeah, let's go.
It got me fired up, man. I'm like, let's fucking go.
Maybe Bryan Danielson versus Will Ospreay again. I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? I don't think he's going to win the Owen Hart tournament.
Let's not do that again.
Just stop acting like it wasn't a fucking good match. Quit being like that. Jesus Christ.
Minus the first 12 minutes.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But stop it. That was a fucking banger.
Yeah, it was.
The AEW World Championships on the line here.
4.75 stars.
It was a 5-star match.
Wow, AEW World 12 minutes ruined
it. AEW World Championship match. Swerve Strickland, the champion, defending against Roderick Strong, who basically got this title match for begging and crying backstage to Tony Khan about it, proving that the rankings are bullshit in AEW, and they mean nothing.
I don't know why they even bothered bringing CM Punk. That was probably the best thing that he did for AEW, was get rid of those rankings.
Yes,
and then they came back.
Swerve Strickland obviously retains and gets the win over Roderick Strong. It was a good match, but did we really think Swerve was gonna lose the title on AEW Dynamite? It's just like thinking Sky Blue was gonna beat Mercedes Moné last week for the TBS Championship.
100%. They make these matches that are ridiculously predictable. I mean, wrestling can be very predictable, but AEW doesn't do anything to hide the predictability of these matches. That being said, this match was fucking good. And you're going to get that when you got guys like Roderick and Swerve in the ring. Mm-hmm. You're going to get a great fucking match.
Both fantastic.
But at no point did I think Roderick was, even the close calls, I'm like, there's no chance in hell Roderick in this match. So why are we having this match?
Yep.
Can we just back way the fuck up and say, because you seem to just think it's all right that Mercedes is just going to bury everybody that she faces.
No, where did I say that at?
Well, you didn't bring up the Stephanie Vaquer thing. It's a title for title match. It's a title for title match. I think Mercedes fucking losing that match. So you're gonna have Mercedes bury another young talent because she's Mercedes.
I hope not, but I know
it's gonna happen. No, Stephanie Vaquer is not winning this match. You're not going to take the title off of Mercedes after she just won it.
And Stephanie Vaquer is 31 years old. But
how old is Sasha?
I don't know. Was she 34, 35? I got it. "32. She's a year older than Stephanie Vaquer.
Okay, but
yes, I get it.
You know what I mean. Stephanie Vaquer is on the rise. She's really done some great things in CMLL and New Japan, and now she's just going to get. Sasha's only 32.
Mm-hmm.
God damn, she was young when she was fucking killing it.
Yeah, I did. Reading that reminded me of how young she was when she was doing like NXT Brooklyn and all that shit.
Yeah, like 19, 20.
20s, shit. But no, I'm not.
Unless
she didn't necessarily. Are we talking about Willow, not Sky Blue, right? She didn't bury Sky Blue. In my opinion. No, in my opinion, she didn't bury Sky Blue. I don't think she did. We knew Sky Blue wasn't winning that match. Sky Blue's a young talent, and she got a match for the TBS Championship. I mean, on TV. I don't think it was a burial. I think the Willow thing was more so than the Sky Blue.
Willow's 100% a burial. Thank God they've kind of given her something to do with this feud with Chris. That might save the whole thing, but
it won't. It won't unless it leads to an AEW Women's Championship shot. I hate it. I hate.
But what they're doing with Stephanie Vaquer here is they're burying Stephanie on this match.
I hate the fact they're doing title for title. I hate it because they could have got away with it being for the TBS Championship and Mercedes winning, retaining.
Yeah, 100%. But you're taking away one of Stephanie's titles, the important one too, as far as I'm concerned. The New Japan Women's Strong title is the important one. For CMLL titles,
right. Which titles is it for the Strong? Did they say that it's for the Strong?
It's for the Strong.
I mean,
she's still the face of CMLL. I get it, but they're taking away one of her titles in a match that doesn't.
What if Stephanie wins?
Why does Mercedes need to win another title?
What if Stephanie wins though?
You're gonna take the title off Mercedes right away?
Yeah, because then you push Mercedes to Tony.
You think Tony's smart enough to do that?
Tony Khan?
Yeah.
That's a conversation for another day. I don't know. But we do have to have a conversation. That's AEW Dynamite.
Yeah.
Are you fixing your light again? That's AEW Dynamite. And before we go dark,
we got to do matches.
Yeah, we're having a dark match. Matches? Dark match right now. Who is your wrestler of the week?
MJF promo was extremely strong, but that is not enough to be wrestler of the week. I gotta go with the shit Braun Breaker's been doing. Braun Breaker is my wrestler of the week.
Yeah. Can I even disagree with that? I don't even think I can disagree with that. Because he's been on fire.
He's on fire. That move is ridiculous what he did. Ridiculous. A guy that size should not be jumping up to the top rope.
Right. To be different, I'm going to go with Sol Ruka. Just because we got to see the Soul Snatcher again.
I like it. Yeah, 100%.
And it looks so good. And she's really good on the mic, and she's made it look good. She's made it look fantastic. So, yeah. we'll see what happens. NXT Battleground this weekend. Anything you want to add from all the shows before we get out of here?
Yeah, we got to do our show of the week.
Starting that this week?
Yeah, let's do our show of the week.
Show of the week. NXT.
I'll have all our graphics fixed for next week, but
NXT.
Okay. I'm not going to be different than you. I want to give an honorable mention to SmackDown because of the AJ, Cody, and
the retirement thing.
But NXT start to finish was an entertaining as shit show, especially for a go home show. They still found a way to make it entertaining.
Yep.
So that's NXT this week, 100%.
Basically, exactly how I would describe it. NXT was the show of the week for me. So there you go. Yeah, I got nothing much else to add. We got some stuff to do this weekend though. We got to find a way to finish Resurgence. I get that. We'll figure it out. But
I will fly to where you're located.
Mm-hmm.
No, I won't. I don't know. It's gonna make you watch it. I can't make you do anything. But let's figure. I need to see Moxie and Umino for fuck's sake. I'm not watching that match without you because it's a great match. I know it's a great match.
We'll get that watched, and we have to get Dominion in the bank. We're probably gonna watch Battleground live. So
yeah, let's try to watch a pay-per-view live for once in the last.
We are always behind.
Watch a live pay-per-view. We have not watched live pay-per-view.
And when we mean live, we mean like when it starts. Sometimes we're like 20, 30 minutes, an hour late. Nah, when it fucking starts. So we'll try and get that done for Battleground. Can't wait to watch it. Can't wait to see Jordan Grace in NXT pay-per-view. Like, I mean, this is crazy. TNA Knockouts champion and a PLE for WWE. And we watched the 20th anniversary show of Impact. And
it's not a spoiler.
It's a promise.
It's a promise.
Yeah, I mean, TNA on their 20th anniversary show was promoting NXT Battleground,
which is wild.
That's why I was like, wild. Oh my god, it's insane.
This is fucking wild.
We're living in some awesome times here to be a professional wrestling fan.
Speaking of crossovers, so Swerve Strickland said he was asked about, is there any matches, dream matches, Forbidden Door matches, basically, that you want with WWE, and you think that could happen? And he said, you know what? With the state of the way things are right now, at this exact moment is probably the best chance of that happening ever in the history of AEW and in the last 5 years, basically. Yep. He said, with Vince McMahon still ahead of WWE, it was like a 0.2% chance that it could happen. But with how everything is right now, Triple H and everything, he says there's like a 2.9% chance it could happen. So he's basically happen, but he says if there was a time to do it, would be now. It's just a matter of make it happen. I think it'd be wild. I think it'd be wild if we had a AEW WWE crossover, but
never say never. That's all I have to say.
It's literally where the two companies have the best talent, period, in all of wrestling. So
we'll see what happens. I'm Kurt. That's RK. It's been fun talking to you on This Week in Wrestling, episode number 9. Episode 10 coming next week. NXT Battleground reactions. We will film them, and I can cut it up and post some reactions, and we'll see what happens. Thank you so much for tuning in. RK, any parting words?
5 stars if we were in the choke,
See you guys next week.